friends. It is hot and muggy outside the SaskTel Centre, but it's nice and cool inside. But the fans are coming in expecting things to heat up between Canada and the US here on day 3 of the K+S Potash 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championships. We'll have it all for you right after this on Shaw TV and blacksallstars.com. Welcome back to Cross Friends. I am Stephen Stamp. He is Tanner Fetch beside me, and we're looking forward to this Canada-US game. Obviously, the winner goes to, if Canada wins, they go to the gold medal game. If the US wins, they need to win by 17. If the US wins by 17, they play Canada in the gold medal game, and if they win by more than 17, the US plays the Iroquois in the gold medal game. Canada heavy favorites, but should be an interesting game.
Yeah, no, like we said yesterday, USA came out flying. They just couldn't match it all game long, and they need to come out flying, obviously, if they need to win by 17 goals, and they got to keep their foot on the gas the whole game. Obviously, Canada's coming out prepared and feeling like they're the favorites, especially with the hometown crowd here to support them. So
100%. So, who are going to be key factors in this game for each of these teams? Well, one guy that we know of,
Lane Ruska.
Let's start with Justin Napolitano.
Let's take this back a notch.
Yeah, for the U.S., a D tranny, a deep defensive transition player. So you can see him from Ronkonkoma, New York. And he is a dynamic player, fast up and down the floor, plays a tough physical game, and we really enjoyed watching him play. I think he might be coming up and playing some summer ball in Canada to try and go to the next level.
Yeah, the thing that I liked about him is lacrosse IQ as well, playing the picks and rolls and battling for the loose balls. He's, like you said, he's dynamic and he's fun to watch, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for him this game.
And if you're a fan of Saskatchewan lacrosse, you may already know about this kid, but Lane Ruska.
Yeah, number 00 there between the pipes for Team Canada tonight. And he's just a pleasant kid. He's going to be heading to the Minto as well with Mounties, Calgary Mountaineers. So, they picked him up, a little bit of an affiliate there. So he's going to get some experience in the Junior A at the national level, and then he gets this international experience as well. And he's definitely a key player to watch.
You missed it because we were looking at pictures of Lane Ruska, but I gave Tanner the people's eyebrow because I didn't realize he'd been picked up by the Mounties. He's off to the Minto. Great for him. Tremendous young player, tremendous young man, and very exciting for him and Saskatchewan lacrosse fans to see him in net for this game. We'll be back with Canada versus the USA on Shaw Cable, Shaw TV, and blacksallstars.com. Okay.
SEIU West is a proud sponsor of the 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Online at seiuwest.ca.
I'm not special. Cancer happens to people all the time. I take 1 mile at a time, 26 miles a day. I want to set an example that'll never be forgotten. Sometimes, it feels endless. But the pain I feel is nothing. I've seen little kids in so much pain. Somewhere, the hurting must stop.
Terry Fox ran more than halfway across Canada to raise money for cancer research. Every year, millions of people around the world continue the marathon of hope in his name.
K+S Podcast 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championships right here in Saskatoon. I'm Steven Stamp, joined by Tanner Fetch. It is Canada on the left, going left to right in the white with the black and red trim, versus the U.S. going right to left, wearing their blue jerseys with the white and red trim. Change for each team. For the U.S., Daniel Hewitt draws in, wearing number 23. He's a defender, transition player. They also have goaltender Darius Miller in. Cam Pilon gets the day off, and Miller will come in as, is he starting? He is starting, Darius Miller, from street clothes yesterday to between the pipes to start out today. For Canada, we see Keegan White, a Saskatchewan product, a Saskatoon SWAT defender, who is in the game, and Jordan Trache will be out today, taking a bit of a rest. I thought he was going to be between the benches in the. He's actually sitting down at the end of the bench. I thought he was going to be in there in the they call it the suicide spot, but we have a couple of camera operators and cameramen in there, so maybe they just thought it was too crowded. And Randy Troback is on the bench today.
Yep.
With Canada again, opening one door, and Chris Fox, the O coach of Canada, John Paul coaching with Canada, and of course the head coach is Jeff Dowling. On the other side, Randy Fraser, the head coach. He's got Ryan Wheeler and Jenny Capacchione helping him out. And Michael Frick to face off against Jordan Aki. Aki for Canada wearing number 4, Frick wearing 54 for the U.S. We've already got some pushing and shoving to the left restraining line.
Off screen here, but I like the intensity here coming out of the gates.
And again.
It's on both sides actually on this restraining line as well on the right side. So
Brad Lyons was chopping pretty good on Christopher Campbell. And it's going to be a big scrum for the ball. Matthew Wright comes up with it. He was outstanding for Canada. Their player of the game on Wednesday, scored 3 goals from his defensive position. And it was just brilliant up and down the floor, intercepting passes, playing tough defense. Here's Thomas Weisen, who had 4 goals for Canada, with Justin Napolitano, our player of the game, player to watch for the U.S., right on top of him. We'll see if they are going to travel together, as Napolitano so far seems to be going everywhere that Weisen does. So clearly, the U.S. noticed that Weisen is a dangerous scoring threat.
Yeah, and this is that rivalry that's been going on. I don't think there's any rivalry bigger in the world than the U.S.-Canada rivalry. This is, it's in every sport. It's in everything, basically from top to bottom. So
Genova has the ball along the near boards. Cross to Worsley.
Oh.
Kyle Worsley. Oh, locking up in the middle there. Genova and Wyatt Houks. Sorry. Now, for the Houks family, I did ask Wyatt. There's a shot at goal. We don't have time for that right now. What a start. Brian Wiles, a defender, up in the offensive zone. And he just rips that one home.
Yeah, the lefty from Longmeadow, 5'9" product. Again, coming out across the restraining line and then just cutting in, shooting through that traffic but shooting on the run at a horizontal angle, again, makes it hard for the goaltender to stop. One, with the traffic, but when you're shooting on the run horizontally across crease, shoot it back the way you came.
It's the Cody Jamieson crossing over the top that gets so tricky at times. I mean, there's a reason you generally are supposed to stay on your own side. You shoot on your own side, but it can mess up the goalie if you can do it accurately. And Wiles got some power on that one and the accuracy. Running around Keegan White, so White has a tough first shift. Aki and Frick again. Frick pulls it out to himself. Napolitano will pick it up. Aki pressures him. The U.S. have a 1-0 lead and possession. They need 16 more to get into that gold medal spot. But that one's picked off. Matthew Wright gets spun a little bit, but holds on to the ball. He'll hand it off to the captain, Jacob Saunders. Nice feet to Lyons, and wide open. And it is all tied up. Haiden Dickson off the bench joins the rush and chucks it home. Oh, no, goal is waved off.
Okay. That was a pretty goal.
Violation. It was beautiful. We'll have to, hopefully we can get another look at that, because I didn't see it being waved off. U.S. setting up in the offensive zone. Mills flicks it across, and there's Wiles. He's actually staying up. Looks like he is playing an offensive zone role this time. So no surprise then that he was out there taking that shot. He's calling for the ball on the far side, but actually took a hand off the stick and was shaking it with his other hand. As the ball came, he hadn't got his hands back on the stick. Or it wasn't quite ready for the pass. There's Liam McGrath handing it off to Vyson. Hunter Agus will hand it to Linklater. Petchko had to take that on the skip. Catches it, shoots, save by Darius Miller. There's a broken stick on the turf.
Push on the back there, minor interference.
So the loose ball foul gives possession to the U.S. They continue to lead 1-0. Somebody's going to get a new shaft, as that one was snapped right in the middle. Here's Genova cutting to the middle. Some strong trail check there by Ethan Riggs. It's a physical presence. He really came down on the stick of Genova, got right on his hands. Houks runs through the pick from Worsley, but a little bit of space to get the shot off by Guerin, but he goes wide. And Houks can't handle that pass from Keegan White. And to be fair to Houks, that was right in his chest from 8 feet away. Big battle along the boards, and it's Dickson who comes up with it. Takes a swat there. Tanner Buck will slow things down a little bit. Now he's going to go to the middle, shoots on the run. Nice save by Miller. I didn't think Miller looked like he was ready for it, but he dropped the foot just a step to the right and got it.
Kicked it out with a kicking motion.
Yeah. Fozzie trying to get through the battle, but couldn't get away from the double team. Here comes Linklater. He lofts it over. A little collision there as Bergloff thought it was coming to him, but Szabo was still waiting for the pass. I know one thing the Canadian coaches have emphasized is if you're standing waiting for the ball, you're not open. Once you stop moving, don't stand there and wait for it. And Szabo was kind of waiting for it, so I think Bergloff thought that may have been for him. Josiah Laforme takes the pass. Sorry, Joseph Laforme. Josiah, his brother, is the goaltender. Those who
That'd be a little odd if the goaltender starts running around out there.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Frick.
Nice.
Nice hit by Wright to knock him away, but Frick still hanging on to it. Now it's knocked away, and Brad Lyons comes up with it. Frick got a little caught up there. Knew he needed to get rid of the ball, but just couldn't find the man. And there's Laforme getting it back for the U.S. They didn't get a 30. They should have a fresh 30 on that one. And he is just overwhelmed by a sea of white. And Brad Lyons comes up with the ball. Leaves it for Buck. Cannon needs one more forward. And here he comes. Kyle Dawson zipping through the middle. Now Vyson goes through the middle, but he's picked up nicely. Be interesting to see how the U.S. defense handles this Canadian attack. So far, so good, but then they give up a little bit of space, and it almost caromed off from Petchko, off the post, off the back of Miller and in, but he managed to get it before it got across the line. Loose ball still, big battle for it. And we saw how physical this U.S. team is last night.
You know, I like that. I've always been a fan of aggressive play and tenacity. Player safety, of course, but they're coming out there, they're getting physical, they're not backing down from any challenge.
And they do it at both ends of the floor.
Yeah.
They'll respond if their forwards will respond. There's a pass to the middle. Kyle Dawson gets hit as he releases that. Buck with a diving attempt. He was hit by Fozzie, but still got it off. Fozzie, the captain of this team.
That was a nice attempt there.
It
Picks
was.
up the loose ball and sprawls out instantly.
Yeah. Another broken stick.
Geez, Al Anderson's going to be running through the sticks here.
Al Anderson Source for Sports is the official retail supplier of the K+S Potash 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championships. I like how you slid that in.
Yeah, a little segue.
Zabo trying to hook up on Guerin. Guerin's going to smartly head to the bench. And that, that's a little thing, but that is the kind of thing that you really want to see from this U.S. team. Randy Fraser has stressed that only about half their guys have ever played a box lacrosse game before yesterday. And even those ones haven't played a ton. So little things they're learning. And Guerin saw, as Linklater passes it down to Peshko, he's going to try and go to the net with Wilt. He can just reach over Wilt to shoot. There's Vyson. He'll bounce it. That's well wide. It's going to be tracked down. Agus passes across. Bergloff gets a shot off, but it's swallowed up by Miller. But for Guerin, I was just saying, to see that they had 4 seconds on the shot clock, weren't likely to be in a good position to continue playing offense, and to sprint to the bench to get a defender out and take away transition. That is a huge play. Lacrosse IQ that we've been talking about all week, starting to come to the fore. There's a low pass, scooped up by Wiles. Hands it off to Guerin, who bounces it. A little spin and shot by Genova.
That's the problem, though. The last 3 or 4 possessions by the Americans, the shot clock is either expired or they're trying to panic and get a shot when there's 1 second left. And
they're having trouble finding looks earlier.
Yeah.
You want to be patient, but they're not getting inside at all. They're not even getting the open outside looks. Great trail check there. Nice hustle back by Anthony Tanzi. Oh, but what a diving shot. Thomas Vyson. He scored in 4 different ways last game. There's a 5th for him with the dive.
Yeah, spectacular athletic play. Canada peeling around the top, at the top of your screen. The ball goes off the backboards and in behind. I thought he was going to look for the dunk for a second, but then Vyson peels around and puts it far side. It almost looked posted in a little bit, but here's another look. Fakes the dunk, comes around and...
Well, and the crazy thing is he's diving out, foot reaching to full extension. It looks for all the world he's going far side. And you just indicated, you just did a little crank of the wrist. Pulled it back to the near side. That's an amazing, you said amazing athletic play. We didn't realize how athletic until we saw it come back to the near post. Jeff Dowling having a chat with the referee.
Brennan Boyle, the official, getting some rule clarifications there. And now he has to go explain it to Randy.
And now we're going to go. I was thrown for a second because they had 3-1 up on the scoreboard. I was like, was that a field goal? But
3-point line?
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty, but. So 1-1 the score as we reach the midway point of the first quarter. I'm Steven Stamp with Tanner Fetch.
Now just rolling into the arena is Travis Pilon down there, who wears the Pilsner jersey at every single Rush game. He bangs on the glass and communicates with the players. And
outside shot there from Agus. Rebound picked up by Bergloff off the boards. That one goes off the post, and Dickson will get a fresh 30 for Canada and go and collect the ball. The Rush Hulk is in the crowd tonight wearing a Canada jersey.
Yeah. Some festivities here for the rivalry.
That shot by Vyson almost got through. As you can see as Miller drops the ball, that it was actually pinned between his stick and his pad. That was on its way in. That's a nice save.
By really pinch it in between your leg and the stick.
Yeah, the Aurora, Colorado native who plays for the Gold Miners in the Colorado Collegiate Box Lacrosse League. Penalty coming to Canada. Nope. Yeah.
Holding the stick.
Oh, to the U.S. It's got to be, right? Because the U.S. had the ball.
Yeah.
That's Kyle Worsley. And we talked about how the alternate captain will give it back as good as he gets in the offense. In either end of the floor, he'll play both ends. But in this case, He just got a little bit of grip on the stick that he should not have done. K+S Potash Canada is proud to be the title sponsor of the 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championship here in Saskatoon, Canada's national game since 1895.
So right in the middle of your screen,
Oh, yeah.
folks, there it is. You can see he's tangled up with the white jersey and holding the stick underneath his arm.
Yeah,
And
the
actually
old puck.
yanking on it, really. But
Yeah. There's Bison. Big save by Miller. No, it goes in. That's a tough break for Miller, but smart by Bison, and I think it was, not sure, it might have been Dickson down on the side edge of the crease to make sure they stayed out of the crease area. Peshko, you'll see, passes it through. Oh no, he's in the crease.
it doesn't matter. They called it a goal. They can't wave it off now.
Yeah, they can't wave it off, but he dipped. I was wondering, I thought he carried it. He's definitely in the crease there. Does he get out in time?
No goal now.
Are they waving it off?
They are waving
That's
it
the
off.
right call. That's the right call. 100%.
Oh, this is you're gonna have Chris and Jeff Dowling fired up here.
But it is the right call.
Yeah,
That's
it is the right
thing.
call, yeah.
Now, if
Here, let's
like
take
we
another
watch
look,
it
folks.
again, if he gets out of the crease before it goes in, it's okay, but watch his right foot. You can see, I think
Yeah.
he's got the red shoes on, and I think his foot's still on the line. Obviously, he's well in
It's
there.
in the crease.
Comes
yeah.
out. Yeah, see his right toes. It's just barely, but his right
Yeah.
toes were on the line. If we can run it back again and just have a really close peek at that. Here we go. Right there. See? The left foot comes out. It touches down. Oh, both toes are on the line, actually. Both feet. It's the right call.
It is the right call.
Now, is it?
Now, they weren't using the replay to make the call. What they did
No.
was confer it as a
Yeah.
group and
Yep.
made the right decision. So. I wish challenging was available in this.
It'd be fun. I mean,
Yeah.
we've got the camera work.
Yeah, we
to
really
do
do.
it. So,
Spectacular job by Shaw
Yeah.
TV here so far in the round robin
oh,
games.
it's been great. Thanks for joining us on Shaw TV and on laxallstars.com. We've had a great time working with these Shaw folks. Simon, our cameraman, and Eric down in the truck.
Yep.
Good job killing this penalty by the U.S. Guerin's got to stay away from that center line, though.
He
Saunders
needs somebody
trying
to
force
pass
him
to, and
over.
there's no one open.
No. Well, and one player, actually Campbell, had already gone to the bench, was standing in the change box, waving to the other end of the bench, the U.S. bench, to get somebody out on the floor. And I don't hate that he went to the bench. It was getting low in the shot clock.
It's just send somebody out the back door
Yeah.
and get prepared, right?
Again, if you watch Canadian box in the summer, that shot off the post, it'll be a fresh 30 for Canada. And still a minute to go on the power play. Ontario has changed this year, so they run the 30 on penalties, but out west, they're still not running the 30 when the team is shorthanded.
Yeah, Ontario
has the
just
ball.
does their own thing sometimes, eh?
I like it.
Yeah,
in
no,
this case, I like it.
It is moving forward. CLA is
Fozzie going
introducing
for a
it.
run. Gets ahead of Buck, but he saw Liam McGrath sprinting down to the middle and knew he had nowhere to go. So he's just going to turn around and hand it off to Mills, who'll go to the far side to Wiles.
Yeah, because the rag gets a little annoying, to be honest, in Canadian
Well, and
lacrosse.
you risk injury when a guy's standing along the boards getting pounded on.
In
Plus,
the gauntlet there.
yeah, plus the team that's on the power play is they just roll it into the corner as the 30's about to expire. The team that's on the power play so often winds up taking a penalty. Why are you penalizing the team that didn't take the penalty? So, Canada, 12, 11, 10 seconds left on this man advantage. We'll see if they're going to take a shot. Through the middle, Peshko shoots it wide. Dickson gets it back. The penalty expires. And Worsley's going to come out and sprint for that ball. But it rolls to Lane Rushka. He very gentlemanly leaves it there for Worsley.
I would have threw it in the opposite corner.
I know you would. You would have got a 2 for delay of game, though.
Oh,
Well, you
maybe,
might not
maybe
have,
not.
actually. The goalie sometimes can get away with a bit more.
Yeah.
Great job there by Ethan Riggs. He is just a beast on the floor, battling and battling there, and gets the ball away from Camden Smith so that Jacob Saunders can pick it up and move it up the floor. I love watching Ethan Riggs play. He is a fun defender. You think of offensive guys when you think of fun to watch. Oh, pickup. Here goes Fozzie. He's trying to run away from Bergloff. Gets in a great position and scores. What a play, Fozzie.
What a
the
play.
pickoff, the speed, and then the stick protection, and the beautiful touch shot. And the USA, with 3:53 to go in the first period, is leading this game 2-1.
Again, using his speed here. He's got Bergloff in chase down mode, and then he puts it over top of the stick side, elbow and shoulder of Lane Rushka.
Well,
Top corner, pays the
good.
price for a shot, but
Yeah, that's actually good reverse transition defense by Colin Bergloff.
yeah.
I mean, he's coming back, or transition defense. I mean, he's getting back there. He gets the one chop on him. He gets the swing up onto the stick.
Yeah,
I mean,
takes him out at the end of the
yeah,
play like
he
it
made
was
it
really
difficult.
physical. Yeah.
What a great play by Fozzie. Here comes Frick to the net.
Oh!
3-1. Frick blasts through the Canada defense. And if you look at the bench, he's going to walk by the Canadian bench in just a moment, and Canada is in shock. And they're standing there dumbfounded, frankly.
Yeah. Let's take another look. Swims right there, like you said. What a spectacular move. And then flying in, gets Lane to sprawl out, assuming that he's going to go far side, and puts it through that 5-hole area.
And Genova, Nicholas Genova, gets flattened. But what a pick he set, number 11 for the U.S. A beautiful pick to and making sure he wasn't moving. Because when they're running in like that, you've got to be set. And he just got in the way so that Frick could go to the net. And that's a gorgeous lacrosse play, gorgeous box play. Canada will try to recover a rebound from this early deficit. Bison, watched by Wilt. Dawson's going to come off for pick. Actually, there's no pick coming. Napolitano strips him.
Penalty coming here to the U.S. with the high sticking. Cross-checking, sorry.
Yeah.
Dalton substituted there just due to the 5-minute major.
Yeah. And Ferrisberg knows it. He's immediately gone into the, headed straight for the box.
Right here.
Yeah, it's a bit late.
Yep.
Actually, I mean, it's not.
Doesn't look as bad in that replay as
it's not
it
automatic.
looked in
it's
fast
just late.
motion,
And the thing is, it was in slow motion, so it looks later than it was. That was actually pretty close. But I'm not going to disagree, it was a penalty. But if you're the U.S., you've got this lead, the last thing you want to do is start giving Canada power plays.
Yeah.
Fozzie, who scored the brilliant goal,
get it over.
Spinorama, but he couldn't make it through the 10 count as he fell down. It would have been tight anyway, but when he fell down, that was it. Bison will just stop and wait till they get the offense out and hand it off to Tanner Buck. Canada goes strong left. Peshko over on the far side is going to get the pass. Back up to Buck. He lets a sidearm rip off the boards. Bison can't quite handle it. And now it's Egan coming up with it. Egan ahead to Napolitano. Napolitano one-on-one with Liam McGrath. Spins, shoots, saved by Hershka. He'll hand it off to Dzwenka. And Canada's going to push it up again, but I'll tell you, it's 3-1 USA. Canada has had a couple of goals waved off that were legit. At least the one for sure was a legit crease call. We didn't really see the other one, but they were right there. I'm going to assume they got it right. U.S. is full value for this 3-1 lead right now. That shot by Bison doesn't get through. They're going to run out of time, so Bison takes one. He's going to get the ball back as that went off of Darius Miller. So that nice steep angle on the bouncer gets up off the goalie and out of play. That's the best case. I mean, the best case is the ball goes in, but didn't have much of an angle. Leads to that backdoor chance, but Dawson can't quite bury the quick stick. Buck up top behind the back of Bison. His shot is affected by Fozzie. Right in front of Bison. Great strip.
Oh.
There's another chance, and again the ball gets loose. Buck is going to let it fly. Another save by Miller. Fozzie has the ball. Pressure on him. Oh. I think he may have wanted to just be a little patient on that pass, but a loose ball foul, and the U.S. will get the ball back and be able to kill the rest of this penalty. Berg will come out. He's going to sprint to the bench.
Jeff Dowling's not happy. Because it was shoulder to shoulder, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a loose ball push.
Yeah, it wasn't in the back.
Yeah.
So I think he's got a pretty good case there.
Yeah.
They're just battling for that ball. Here's Worsley. Worsley fighting his way through the middle against Haux as Zabo covers his man. There's a nice duck underneath by Heisler.
No.
Sorry, Heisler.
Ooh. There's a push on the back.
Yeah, Smith gets onto Zabo's back, runs him into the boards. And
Close to the
Liam
danger
McGrath
zone.
takes a look at the number. Sees half of the number 8 as Cameron Smith's jersey was riding up his pads. I'm sure he was able to decipher it. Agus to Dickson, backdoor to Dawson. Big stop, and he gets it back and buries it. And very casually trots off the floor. That's a lovely display of slick hands.
Yeah, and not giving up on that rebound and giving up on the play. Miller's been playing great all night long. He makes the first save, but he needs help on the second opportunity. Big save there, but no help on the second one, right? So you can't blame Miller on that one, but just a nice finish here. Picks up the loose ball right near the crease.
Well, you can see
Underhand
Egan
shot.
going after the loose ball rebound, and it just rolled. He went
Kind
after
of
it as it
behind him,
rolled
yeah.
away, past him, and the other defender wasn't able to get there in time. That's a tough one. I mean, hard to blame Egan because he's just going where the ball was. And I mean, I remember Wayne Gretzky saying, or people saying about Wayne Gretzky always figured out better than anyone else how to go where the puck is going, not where it is.
Yeah.
But in that case,
Anticipation.
but in that case, that's what you want to do in lacrosse too. Go where the ball is going, not where it is. But it hits Miller's leg pad, and it rolls out, and he's 2 feet away or 3 feet away. It's hard to in that amount of time. Here's Bison to try and tie it up, and that's going to go out of play as the quarter ends. USA 3, Canada 2. We're going to take a break from the K+S Potash Canada 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championship here in Saskatoon on Shaw TV and BlackAllStars.com. We'll be right back.
SEIU West is a proud sponsor of the 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Online at seiuwest.ca.
The 10th annual Synergy 8 Drive for Kids campaign is back August 28th. Enjoy an evening at Prairieland Park with two-time U.S. Open champion Retief Goosen and golf analyst Gary McCord, among other special guests. All in support of the Jim Pattison Children's Hospital Foundation. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit picketic.com. The 2018 Drive for Kids campaign is generously supported by Synergy 8 and Global Saskatoon.
Dear Monique, thank you so much for being our mentor. I really enjoy the videos you make for us. I learned that perseverance is when you never give up. You keep on trying till you make it. My goal is to get a good grade on my report card in math. Who I want to be when I grow up. I want to be successful. Also, I would love to make it to university. I wonder if I will be or have all of these wonderful ideas in my future.
Visit classroomchampions.org.
Of John Diefenbaker to be sworn in as Canada's new Prime Minister.
Thank you.
Thanks to your support of the Warriamps Key Tag service, anything is possible for child amputees. All of our artificial limbs, all of the resources, the seminars, the emotional support, having a positive attitude, all of that is from the Warriamps. Thanks to your support, the Warriamps are changing child amputees' lives every day.
Thank you.
Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the K+S Potash Canada World Junior Lacrosse Championships. I'm Stephen Stamp with Tanner Fetch, and there are some young athletes from Ontario here to check out. They're here for the Bantam Nationals, which are being held over at the Gordie Howe Kinsman Arena, and here are the highlights from the first period.
Now the Americans winning right now 3-2 because of plays like that where they put the ball home, shooting on the run. Canada answers right back though, with a nice going back the way he came. No goal here though.
It's the right foot.
Right foot was on the crease. But here was a pretty look on that one. What a finish. And there's another.
That's the one that's no good, and you can see both toes on the line.
But the Americans come back and put it home on the fly. Pays the price though, but it's well worth it. And that one there as well tucks it 5-hole. USA is not giving up against Canada here.
That Fozzie goal was not that far behind Aaron Greye's goal. Well, it was a ways behind, but it was a contender for the goal of the tournament. I don't think you can match the Aaron Greye's goal. Go look that up. Look for World Junior Lacrosse Championships on Twitter. Some fans very happy to be here and enjoying seeing themselves up on the screen. We're all happy to see you guys all here enjoying yourselves in the crowd.
Yeah, it's definitely a good crowd tonight. A lot of young athletes here and fans from all over the province and other provinces as well. Everyone's coming together in their Canadian attire to cheer on the Team Canada.
Aki and Frick will take the face-off, and during the quarter break, Jeff Dowling led Canada down the hallway to their locker room, and I would guess, you were saying it, and we were guessing it's probably because he didn't want the fans to hear what he was saying to his team. He is not thrilled with the effort that they put in that first quarter. We'll see how things fare in the second. And, you know, Canada did not play their game, but all credit to the U.S. for taking advantage of what was there for them. And here comes Canada with a chance. Saunders rips it. Darius Miller with the save.
Darius Miller's been playing spectacular for the Americans so far. Coming in cold, like you said. You weren't sure if he's going to be ready for the challenge, but clearly he is.
Oh yeah, not having played. And now he has played in the Colorado League, as we mentioned. That ball bouncing away from everybody until it gets to Zabo, who gets it ahead to Saunders. Nobody near him. He checks, shoots, scores. So smooth. Looks like Kyle Sorensen on the transition. No fakes, just picks his spot and fires it home.
He really does, and this actually starts with almost leaving early and anticipating, like you said, where the ball is going to be. He sends it early.
Almost leaving early. He was across center when Zabo picked that ball
up. That's what I mean. Yeah, he actually was leaving early.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. I love the view from the back there as we see that he just picked his spot down by the right hip. And very smoothly. That's when I mentioned Kyle Sorensen, because I was always impressed with him on breakaways. He didn't get into anything fancy. He knew his thing was keep the stick high and shoot when you're ready, when you see a spot. And Saunders, the exact same thing. Aki has to fix his gear before the faceoff as we are tied up at 3-3, 33 seconds into the second quarter. I'm Stephen Stamp with Tanner Fetch. This is the K+S Potash Canada World Junior Lacrosse Championships. And Aki has the ball, fights off a check. I think the Americans actually ran into each other there.
They did.
Yeah, Napolitano and Maximilian Nelson. Love that name. There's Kyle Dawson. Gets it across to Peshko. Oh, and Bergloff was wide open, dropped the ball, then he goes behind the back, his helmet comes off, and you can't continue to play with your helmet off, so he just ran to the bench, but there's somebody in his way, so he had to hit them to get out of the way to keep going. And that's
the only option he had at that point.
A pretty surreptitious way of getting a hit in on somebody while you're not allowed to be engaging in play. Nice pass by Lensing. Frick was looking like he was going to come out, but
I wanted to see it.
Wyatt Hentz was right on him, though. That's two big bodies rumbling up against each other. Here comes Lensing. He's fought off by Zabo. Or sorry, by
that one off the iron.
Linklater. Yeah, Linklater out playing defense. We'll have to see if that becomes a regular occurrence. He's generally been a forward for Canada. Frick with the low shot, stopped by Grushka. Rolls in eventually, but nobody's there to be confused by it. And
Start celebrating.
Peshko is back in the defensive zone as well, so Canada with a couple of forwards caught. Now Dickson will hand it off to Buck. Couple of picks there by Dawson. He springs open, but the ball popped out of the stick of Peshko. Agus picks it up, goes over to Buck. There's Dawson picking again. There's the roll. Boy, Kyle Dawson. How big is Kyle Dawson? He is 5'10", 175 pounds. He plays like he's 6'2", 210. Getting in there, banging around,
that
pushing people.
flurry style where you're really small. Or who's the Peterborough product? Really feisty.
Ty Domi?
No, well, yeah, him too, but lacrosse player.
Oh,
lacrosse.
Sean Evans.
Yeah, Sean Evans. That's the name. It was just slipped my mind
hockey.
there. No, sorry.
Yeah.
Sean Evans with that feistiness, right? So.
Yeah. There is a drive down the outside by Smith. He's going to be turned. Worsley immediately hit. Oh, you got to call that one. There's a push in the back. They're really letting him go. I thought the check by Riggs when Worsley was on the ground merited a penalty, but they're letting a lot go here. Bison will check Fozzie.
Well, at least even a push on the back could have been called right in a possession call. Yeah, would have been happier than no call, but
except it would have turned the ball back around the other way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it would have actually gotten it back. Dunk, goal, beautiful. Frick reaches out.
Sounded like you're swearing when you're saying his last name. Holy! Yeah. What a goal that was, though. I like it.
You're excited too. You just watched me.
Yeah.
That's a gorgeous
well, we've been
goal.
waiting for it. There's been so many almost attempts. Moves the ball down to the X position behind the goal and comes in. So you get Lane to step, Haruska to step to the left side of his post, right, and get snug, but then you come back over top and dunk it where he was, right?
That's a beauty.
Yeah.
Frick. Now, Frick's a big guy. He is 6'2", 195 pounds, so he uses that long, he's got long arms, he uses that extension, but he gets, like you said, Haruska to go to one side and then reaches across, and that is there's a shot by Akin, a big save by Miller who loses his balance. U.S. back up 4-3 after the gorgeous dunk, and that's an NLL caliber dunk goal by Michael Frick. He's going to get some people watching him if he keeps playing like that. He was our player of the game yesterday, and
now we got a penalty coming, cross-checking in the exchange zone.
Can't do that.
No, that's a bad one in Canadian lacrosse too. You actually
gone, right?
Yeah. I mean, do they enforce it that way? Sometimes, not always, right?
No.
But it's more dangerous if you
he
go
took
through
a bump
the
there from Brad Lyons as he came across. That was Daniel Hewitt. Can you see it?
No, it's not. It's all off camera here. I'm just looking at my little replay screen. But this angle is going to be the best one. Yeah, there it is. Just outside the exchange box, actually, but
I don't think it's
just
on
the
the
top
exchange
right
box.
of
I
your
think
screen
it's just he knocked the helmet off.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he was actually kind of defending himself. He saw you see they're having a chat. Mitch Linklater having a chat with Brendan Boyle.
Yeah, knock the helmet off, right? And when you're going to change, that's the objective. You want to change. And anybody who's coming to hit you and interfere with you while you're trying to change, not a lacrosse
player, He just
play,
got
right?
the stick up and you knock the helmet off, you're gonna go for a deuce.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Peshko cuts through the middle, shoots, saved by Miller. He's been sharp. Are the shots actually 21-8? Wow.
Apparently 22-8 now, so you got to give Miller credit.
And there have been some nice saves. I mean, I remember one of the first saves of the game, it looked like he wasn't ready, but he just stuck the right foot out. He's a big fella. He's listed at 290.
Yeah.
And but he can move in there. .280, sorry.
280?
Yeah. 6'2", 280.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
He moves pretty well.
He does, yeah.
I'm about 280. I don't move that quick.
Are you?
Yeah. 275.
180 here.
275.
You guys got a lot on me. I better start beefing up.
I'm a foot taller than you, Tanner.
I'm going to bulk up.
U.S. behind the net. Great work there by Peshko back in the defensive end. Another diving dunk attempt by Fozzie. He wanted to run up his last goal, but couldn't quite get this one in. Winds up in the crease. There's McGrath, and he is waved down by Vyson, who saw that it just wasn't there. And with Canada on the power play, you don't want to wait. You don't want to force it in transition. Dawson back up to Vyson, and Buck. This is Canada's strong left. Peshko gets to Vyson, who's so quick getting to the middle and scoring.
What a goal.
Low bouncer past the feet of Miller.
That makes it 4-all here. 10 minutes left in the second, and that was a nice shot by Vyson. Here's a look. The ball moves to the left shooter position, now to the right shooter position. 2 seals on that side on those defenders and creates that middle opening there. He cuts through, splits it. The scissors play really is what it is and puts it home.
He's just such a sharp shooter too.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets in those positions and takes shots that don't necessarily look that dangerous, but he's always finding his holes.
Yeah.
You see it in practice too.
I mean, if you have no one on you because of those picks that created that opening.
Yeah, it does make it easier.
It does, yeah.
And Guerin calls timeout.
Yep, that's okay. I think that's an all right opportunity here to...
He looked like there was something going on.
Randy Fraser's out on the floor. They're going to just get the boys to play lacrosse the way they've been playing. And
so the shots here, 24-8 for Canada. The score 4-4. So the U.S. scoring on half their shots is interesting. I was watching their practice yesterday, their shoot around in the morning, and they, this morning. I was watching the end of their shoot around, and they ran a competitive breakaway drill. They split the guys into 2 teams of 10, and they'd break in on the goalies, and whoever scored the most on the breakaways would win. If the goalies stopped more
like
than
a
4, they'd get a
okay.
shootout, a breakaway,
Stop,
like a shootout from the R of the Rush side.
Yeah, okay.
Basically, they'd go in, and if the goalies stopped more than 4, if they made more than 4 saves, so stopped half of them, they would win.
Yeah.
And each line could win. And the goalies won every time. They took 10 shots, and the first one I think was 2-1. And Randy Fraser and Ryan Wheeler were just saying, guys, you got to bury these. You're all alone. You got to start burying your shots.
Yeah.
This is what we need. Well, they're 4 of 8 tonight. They're shooting at 50%. That's pretty spectacular. And the goals, honestly, have been amazing. The Fozzie goal running, the Frick goal driving underneath and bouncing it low, the dunk goal by Frick.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely some nice.
Goal is. Oh, the Wiles on the run across body.
Yeah.
They're beautiful shots.
The Cody Jamieson.
Yeah. Worsley will start with possession. We are back to 5-on-5 lacrosse with the U.S. penalty having expired. And we're 5 minutes into the second quarter. I'm Stephen Stamp with Tanner Fetch. It's our pleasure to be bringing you this tournament. Frick, thinking about going underneath again, decides to go over the top and gets a shot off past Zabo. Well, there's Dzwenka getting absolutely sandwiched between his own man and Guerin. Ball still loose. I love when the play's down here because we do have an ambient mic. You can see actually the mic right down there by the boards, and it picks that up. Oh, the big whack by Brad Lyons gets the ball free. It's effective. Dzwenka wants a penalty as he was tripped up on the way off, and there's not a chance after that scrum that went on along the board, so you're getting a call for getting bumped down. Agus takes it and hands it off to Bergloff. Far side to Buck. What a rip. Tanner Buck.
What a shot that one was. Well, we had the pleasure of watching him win the Founders Cup last year. And it was with shots like that. Like, he rifles it.
He does. I mean, he was part of a very deep offense, and as a younger player, he wasn't a focal point, but when he got a chance, you can see the things he can do.
Look at the traffic in front there, and on the right side of your screen, there's...
Miller never budged. Watch how he just is stone still.
Because he can't see it.
Yeah.
Right? So,
it's
just
no
by the time
idea,
he sees it, it's too
flinch.
late. Yeah.
That's all he had time for.
That was a good job. A bunch pick is what I like to call it when you group up a bunch of defenders in a group.
By McGrath, as Frick was winning the draw from Houks, running onto it, and McGrath just ran over him. This game is physical.
It is.
Not dirty, though. I haven't seen really anything. I mean, a couple of shots have gotten high, but just slipping off. Nothing intentional. Wow. Okay, there comes one.
Sorry, I had to react.
That's okay.
That
Holy cow, Darius Miller can move. He just sprinted to the bench. I saw him in my peripheral. There's a bounce shot from the outside as the clock was about to expire. McGrath is going to the bench. To the penalty box.
That was a hit. If I've ever seen one here. This is kind of like that you ever watch European hockey or Olympics, right? This is that North American style of lacrosse. Boom.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah. I mean, he passed the ball.
It was just
the ball was gone. It may be a bit late again.
A step earlier, you're probably okay on that one, right?
Step earlier, you're fine. I mean, it's a cross check to the shoulder. I don't think there's a problem there. Nice detail you can see of the uniforms with the maple leaves on the black shoulder caps. Love it. These are great uniforms, all three teams. I think the Canada uniforms are fantastic. I love these U.S. uniforms. Worsley up at the top, over to Frick. Gets it back. Nice cut by Guerin. Is that in?
Oh, it almost snuck through.
Oh, it's in the back pad. That was rolling in and bounced up onto the pad, or that was going in.
Right into the kneecap.
That's a bit of a break for Lane Rushka. He's living right to get that one. Canada leads 5-4. They're shorthanded. They'll start moving. Linklater runs into open space, gets the ball, and immediately moves it to Dickson. Buck will back away. They've got 5 on the shot clock. We'll see what they try in a couple seconds. Sidearm pass. Oh, Linklater lost it. He's just going to leave it there. Rolls it into the corner, but it was as the whistle was going.
Simultaneous.
So, yeah, there's no problem there.
You did that a second later.
Second later, that's a delay game. And then it'd be interesting with the U.S. on a 5-on-3.
Yeah.
Worsley to Frick.
You should be able to score on a 5-on-3 opportunity every time. We're pretty close to it.
Egan Mills, the other righty, down on the crease, but they're going to come back to Worsley. He's loading it up, goes to Frick. Just not seeing shots they like, and they're not penetrating, just looking for the outside shot. And Rushka saw that one all the way. It wasn't a problem for him. Lions on the run. He can be dangerous. Gets it to Saunders, who already has a goal, but that one goes wide. Nicely picked up there by Matthew Wright. Gets it down to Lions, and Canada with 14 on the shot clock. Lions is going to go off. They're going to get a couple of offensive players on.
A little more press here out of the Americans when you got the man up.
Well, especially when Canada's only got 2 or 3 guys on
the floor.
They're running a guy. They're changing up guys.
Like hanging back and just letting them kill the penalty isn't doing you any justice. So
yeah, you don't want to. I mean, not to say that this is what they're thinking, but you don't want to let your foot off the gas because you're close in this game. You gotta push them. Just shot by Guerin. Bounces out and immediately grabbed by Riggs. He's got a man up the floor. It's McGrath coming out of the penalty box. He's going to track down the pass after he missed it. Had Wright, but Wright was just about to get run into. So they decided they didn't want Maximilian Nelson getting a shot at him. There's Zabo. That breakaway became, or near breakaway became, because the U.S. took the shot just as the penalty was expiring, and McGrath smartly didn't rush back into his own end. Hard work by Dickson. He's dragged down. We're going to have a holding call. Oh! That's got to be one on Dickson too, right?
Yeah.
No? Wow. Okay, that's...
It's hard. It wasn't hard to not react to
yeah,
that one.
We don't mean to rip on the referees, but when it makes us react like that, we think it's a penalty.
Yeah.
The holding call is going to actually come right here. On,
the headlock with that left arm, but
it's Anthony Tansey.
There's the retaliation chop, right?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Canada gets a break and goes to the power play with a 5-4 lead. 5:48 to go here in the second quarter. Bison steps in, stopped by Miller. Oh, it's raked out. They're going to say he's in the crease. You can reach in.
Yeah.
You're allowed to pull the ball out, but Buck's foot must have gotten on the line. Oh, he knocks it down. We've seen him do that before. He did it the other night against the Iroquois. He is so good. And then
look at Chris Fox. He's up on the top of the boards there, making sure. I don't think he agreed with the call by the official there on that one.
No. That's an interesting play by Miller to just pitchfork that ball behind him out to center. Gives Canada it back, and Buck is at the top. Peshko. Over to Weiss, and there's Buck with space and time. Now it's Dawson reaching in. He's going to take a whack from Egan, who's trying to just keep the Canadians clear of the crease. And you've got to do that. You've got to protect your goalie in his space. Here comes Fozzie. He bursts over center, making sure he beats the 10 count.
Fozzie's fun to watch. He's a good player out there.
Oh, he plays through some tough hits, too. Like, he'll just go through traffic and come out the other side.
Yeah.
We're seeing a whole different game from the U.S. than we did last night. Actually, the first quarter, they were pretty good last night, right? And then the Iroquois just kind of start to run away on them.
Christopher Campbell there could have probably picked a better shot selection than that one as it bounced all the way down. Now Canada gets possession here in the offensive zone already.
Yeah, and goes back on the power play. And Brad Lyons was out there for a moment on the man advantage. Now will be replaced by Tanner Buck as Canada stays left strong. Pass go up to Buck. He's got some room, passes it down. Sweeping quick stick attempt by Dickson, but he didn't have the ball. Peshko fights through a check.
Nice.
Great strip by Napolitano. He's breaking out. Behind the back pass ahead. Track down, breakaway. Beautiful
Scores.
finish. That is gorgeous by Drew Heisler.
Short-handed to tie it at 5.
Short-handed. And I was thinking Napolitano should have taken off because he could have had a chance to get ahead. But he very smartly realized that Heisler was already gone.
At first, I didn't think they were going to get that pass off, but then they did with the behind the back and one-on-one with the goaltender, Rushka.
Yeah.
And again, here it is. Nice catch, using his speed. He has a lot of time there and just puts it top corner.
So after scoring
Nice
4
and easy.
goals on their first 8 shots, the U.S. didn't get one for 4 shots. Bit of a slump for them
Heisler.
today, but
Yeah.
Heisler just gets it in the pass by Egan. That's a great play. I'll tell you that, I am really liking Cam Egan.
I really am too. And actually, I was talking to him before the game, and he's just the kids that are all out there, the ball boys.
He's a great kid.
And they're loving him, right? They're like, yeah, they think I'm a superstar, and he's really interacting with the kids.
Here's a chance for Lions. Saved by Miller. Bounces straight out to Saunders. Now Wright's going to have a go. He misses. Saunders gets it back. The D are playing skirts the crease.
I was thinking
he didn't
the dunk.
step in it.
No, I wanted the dunk to happen there.
Saunders gets it back. Passes it down to Vyson. Now there's a forward. He's going to have to run out of traffic, and it's 5-5 with 3.5 to go here. Yeah, and Cam Egan was saying that some kids came up to him and wanted to talk to him and play catch with him, and he said, they were starstruck by me.
Yeah.
he said that was like the greatest moment of my lacrosse life. He really did. He loved it. Absolutely had a blast, and they're having a great time here.
Yeah, he's a really well-spoken guy, and he's really excited to be playing in the same barn as the Saskatchewan Rush and in front of all these fans and the youth.
It's exciting stuff, and really exciting is this 5-5 tie that the U.S. is in with Canada. Dzwenka is going to sprint up the floor, sees Buck ahead, great pass, great catch, just can't quite finish. Dzwenka's going to track it down, though. He's like the road runner out there. He just never stops.
Yeah.
And he's going to come up with the ball. Out
There's
to
a guy
House.
behind the net there would be a nice feed.
Yeah, Buck wanted it. He was signaling with one hand up. Dzwenka stayed out. Buck shoots, saved by Miller. K+S Potash Canada is proud to support a sport that is rooted in Indigenous culture. Here's Egan. In a time of reconciliation, this truly Canadian event is representative of our country's rich and dynamic history. And this game is a good representative of the Creators game. This is hard, fast, tough, skilled lacrosse, and I'm loving it. Oh, that pass drifts high. Heisler, who scored the last goal, is just a little off balance on the check and didn't quite get the control he wanted. Long pass to Bergloff, catches it. Boy, Canada's completing some great passes. Just haven't been able to finish them off, but we know they like to run, they like to push the pace, and they're really going after the transition. Here in the second quarter, and it'll be again in the fourth, where they have their bench in the offensive zone. They're going for the long bomb passes. Boy, they're creating some opportunities.
Yeah, they really are. Opening up lots of room.
Camden Smith will hand it off, take a big hit from Riggs. And then Riggs is going to get on to Genova. And then on to Smith. Boy, Ethan Riggs is a wrecking ball out there. Now he drills another player.
Oh, big collision there.
I'm telling you, folks, just watch 47 Ethan Riggs for a couple of shifts, and you will become a fan. Oh, nice catch by Dickson, and the great hands. I'm not sure what was prettier, the catch or the finish. They're both gorgeous for Haiden Dickson.
What a goal here for the Canadians. And beautiful little quick fake. He moved his stick so fast there, fake, pull it back, sort of twisted it, top corner, stick side, past Miller, and
such a subtle twister. He had Miller going a bit to his left, but there was not much space, and he put that in perfectly.
And that's what Team Canada here, the Canadians, needed at this point in the game. Late in the second, right?
Brad Lyons getting into it with that's Brian Wiles. They're jousting. They're both going to go for a couple of minutes.
You don't want to see a fight, but you kind of want to see a fight.
And
because the fans
and you can
would eat
see
it
that
up. And
Brandon Zabo is over there indicating spear. I think he's saying that Wiles speared Lyons. I don't think we'll have that. It's dead ball contact fouls. We do see it at the bottom of your screen. So there's Lyons, gives him the chop. He's been doing that all game.
Yeah, you can see it right at the bottom left-hand corner, and then they're going to exchange blows here the whole way.
Yeah, that's dead even.
Yep. Yeah. No, 100%. Brad Lyons with a grin on his face the whole way through.
He's always happy when he's mixing it up.
Yeah.
He's a tough customer. He's a guy I've watched him play quite a bit in Peterborough. And he can play very well, and he needs to play with that edge. He's at his best when he's not going too far. There's Frick. He's double teamed. Great job by Riggs and Saunders, and they come out with the ball. Great little lever pass by Saunders under pressure. The captain, poised, moves it ahead to Zabo. And I really like Brad Lyons' game when he's playing on the edge but not over it, because there are times, early this season I was kind of on him because I thought, taking bad penalties. There's Bison. Nice save by Miller.
Jawing in the penalty box here at this moment, Wiles and Lyons.
But he really started playing smarter as the season went on. Smart tough is a really intimidating game if you can play that way.
Yeah.
Smith comes up with it, skirts away from Keegan White. Keegan White drawing into this game after not playing the other night. Again, the Saskatchewan product. We saw him in the Founders Cup last year. I mean, you see him all the time because he's here in Saskatchewan, in Saskatoon, but he is a dynamic young defender, and I think he's going to really develop into something special.
Here we go. Here's a little bit of some rough stuff on the right side.
Behind the play. That's Hunter Agus with Lensing, with Colby Lensing.
You know, I still like it. I support this tenacity out here.
Yeah. The feistiness and the rigorous approach.
Right. There's going to be some tempers at flare a little bit.
And Hunter Agus picks up Lensing's stick and hands it to him. It looked like they were jawing at each other.
I'm mad at you, but here's your stick.
But this is your stick, and I know it's your property, so I will hand it to you. But I will not do so happily.
There it is here from the other camera angle. I thought the mitts might fly up in the air, and
everyone wants to keep playing. Everyone wants to keep playing.
The Conor McGregor and Floyd Money Mayweather tail of the tape.
That'd be just people standing around looking
Here's
at
how
each
it
other.
starts. Was just a little bump on the back, right? But it was enough. And he didn't take a liking to that little almost hip toss motion. So,
hey, stand up for yourself. If you get banged, bang back.
Yep.
And at what point do you contain yourself? I don't know.
Canada with 6 on the floor.
And the Rush Hulk is down in the corner. You can see him behind the glass there, trying to get the Canadian fans fired up. We've got just 5 seconds to go in the half. Can Canada get a chance? Buck, great job picking him up. And then it's picked off by Fozzie, who he looked up to see how much time was left. And as he was doing that, he was flattened. He was thinking, do I have a chance at the empty net? As Canada had 6 attackers out. Just want to give props to, before we go to break, that was Ferris Berg jumping on Buck to take away that scoring chance. It's 6-5 Canada. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back on Shaw TV and laxallstars.com from the K+S Potash Canada 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championships.
SEIU West is a proud sponsor of the 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Online at seiuwest.ca.
The 10th annual Synergy 8 Drive for Kids campaign is back August 28th. Enjoy an evening at Prairieland Park with 2-time U.S. Open champion Retief Goosen and golf analyst Gary McCord, among other special guests. All in support of the Jim Pattison Children's Hospital Foundation. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit pickatit.com. The 2018 Drive for Kids campaign is generously supported by Synergy 8 and Global Saskatoon.
Dear Monique, thank you so much for being our mentor. I really enjoy the videos you make for us. I learned that perseverance is when you never give up. You keep on trying till you make it. My goal is to get a good grade on my report card in math. Who I want to be when I grow up. I want to be successful. Also, I would love to make it to university. I wonder if I will be or have all of these wonderful ideas in my future.
Visit classroomchampions.org.
Of John Diefenbaker to be sworn in as Canada's new Prime Minister.
Thank you.
Thanks to your support of the Warriamps Key Tag service, anything is possible for child amputees. All of our artificial limbs, all of the resources, the seminars, the emotional support, having a positive attitude, all of that is from the Warriamps. Thanks to your support, the Warriamps are changing child amputees' lives every day.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the K+S Potash Canada 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championships. I'm Stephen Stamp. He's Tanner Fetch, and that is the most exciting half of lacrosse we've had in this tournament. And just great play by the Americans. Canada's starting to get back to their game, but wow, props to the U.S.
Yeah, the U.S. came out flying, and I mean, both sides of the ball just really playing that tenacious, aggressive battle in the trenches. It's been really, really exciting to watch. I'm sure you're all loving it at home, and we are in the arena.
And physical.
Yeah, it's physical. I don't think Jeff Dowling was too happy with the score. He had to take the boys into the locker room and have a couple words, but
it's getting physical up here. You whacked me at one point when we were...
I almost put him in a headlock there.
We're getting north. Things are lively everywhere.
Canada, U.S., here we are.
We had a chance to talk recently with Kyle Worsley, who is an up-and-coming star with this U.S. team, and we think you're going to enjoy hearing what he has to say. Here on the floor at the K+S Potash World Junior Lacrosse Championships, I'm talking to Kyle Worsley, and we talked to your coach, Randy Fraser, and he was talking about how important it is for you guys to develop, but also for the state of box lacrosse in the U.S. for what you guys do here.
Yeah, no, it's definitely important. The game is in box in America at least is pretty young. There's not a lot of kids playing it, and I think as us doing well in this is really going to help grow for the entire country.
How much have you guys gotten to be together? I know you got a couple of scrimmages against the First Nations, First Nations League teams. So how much time have you had together to build?
Yeah, we, I guess 2 weeks ago, we're up in Buffalo playing the Seneca War Chiefs. It was a really talented team, and it really brought us together. But that was really our only kind of experience together. But I think it was really good bonding time.
So what are you guys looking forward to here now? You come to Saskatoon, you're going up against the Iroquois and against Canada, who obviously their players have a lot more experience than you do, but I know you guys bring a lot of enthusiasm and athleticism.
Yeah, I think it was mentioned before, I think maybe on one of your broadcasts, that this is kind of one of the first U.S. box teams where we have a lot more guys that actually have box experience as opposed to exclusively field experience. So, we're hoping we're a pretty athletic team. We're hoping just to get up and down the floor with them and try to compete.
What's your box experience? Because you're from Maryland, right?
Yeah, I'm from Maryland. I played a couple leagues in Maryland. There's a good pickup league that I play down in Baltimore, but I played for a club team out of Pittsburgh, and we traveled like Indiana and played some of box.
You're in the Bill?
Yeah, yep.
Okay,
yep.
Nice. With Larry.
Larry
Yep. Phelan.
Yeah, that's
Larry.
how I got here, yep.
All right. Yep. Kyle Worsley with USA here at the 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championships. Kyle Worsley, a tremendous young man. Really enjoyed chatting with him before and during the interview, and he's playing very well. The Iroquois really focused on him and limited what he could do, but you can see the tenacity that he has that's emblematic of this team.
Yeah, I actually chatted to him about the Iroquois game where he was kind of targeted. He had the bullseye on his back, but he did battle through it, and then today he's showing again that high energy, high tempo, and that aggressiveness. So definitely a pleasant guy to watch, and well-spoken as well in your guys' interviews. So.
Absolutely, and you also had a chance to speak to Colin Bergloff, an alternate captain for Canada. We're from right here in Saskatchewan, and we're going to let you hear what he had to say as well. good.
Tanner Fetch joined on the floor at SaskTel Centre here for the World Junior Lacrosse Championships with Colin Bergloff, the assistant captain of Team Canada. What kind of excitement is it coming to an event like this, an international tournament playing USA and Iroquois?
Oh, it's incredible, you know, having a chance to represent your country in your hometown, like, it's spectacular. There's going to be lots of friends and family out there, like, it's going to be unbelievable. I can't wait.
Now, you played Founders Cup, Junior B Nationals, but now we're going to the international stage. What do you think is going to be the biggest difference in this compared to Founders or the Minto Cup sort of experiences?
I think the skill level, like international event, skill level is going to be a lot higher, but we got quite a bit of that on our team, so I think we're going to do all right. I think it's going to be pretty fast-paced too, compared to Founders or a Minto or something like that, but I think we'll be able to adjust and we'll do all right.
Now you probably have your heart set on gold. What's the coach Dowling been running through at practices and warm-ups and trying to punch through to you guys to bring it on the floor and go home with gold?
They just want us to be lacrosse players. In the end, we got high IQ, high skill on this team, and they've got plays and base offenses, defense set up for us. But in the end, if we're scoring, they're going to let us be. They want us to be skillful players and do what we can. They're just there to help us, guide us along, and just try and score as many as we can and win as many games as we can.
And now you guys showed up to the arena. Did you get a sneak preview of the kit? How excited are you to throw on the red and black uniforms and represent your country? What kind of other gear do you got in there? Some new mitts, some new shorts here that we can see?
Yeah, I got a bit of a sneak preview this morning, and they're pretty clean. I like the white jerseys myself, but yeah, we got brand new helmets, brand new gloves, Team Canada all over them, new shorts, jerseys. It's amazing, you know, just putting that jersey on is going to be something special.
Today you guys are playing Iroquois. Sounds like they're going to be a little bit short benched. Do you have anything in mind that you're going to bring out onto the floor for the game?
I don't know. They're normally a very highly skilled team, so we just got to be conscientious on defense, you know, and they're very good in transition, so we just got to watch that too and stick to our game plan. I think we'll be all right.
There you go. Well, good luck in tonight's game, Colin, and good luck in the rest of the tournament on your way to gold. I'm Tanner Fetch on the floor here at SaskTel Centre. We'll head back to you.
So you talked to him about the Iroquois game because you spoke to Colin on Wednesday,
yes,
and that one went pretty well for them. He was talking earlier about how, you know, there's the offense and defense. There's some plans in place, but the coaches are kind of letting them do what they need to do. Yeah. But I'm sure the coaches are having a chat with them about what they need to do in the second half, as it's a one-goal game against the U.S.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to come up flat-footed here in the second half because it could come back to bite them. I know the U.S. needs to win by 17, but a win for the U.S. is a win regardless. Yeah.
Historical if the U.S. can get that win. They're not thinking about winning by 17. I mean, I mentioned to them they were kind of joking about it, but they're not thinking about winning by 17. They're thinking about doing the best they can, and a win would be massive. And they're certainly full value for it. And the thing in a game like this, I feel like the longer they stay in it, the longer they're close, the better chance they have of just getting over that step, over that hurdle that they have to get.
Yeah, no, they're not rolling over and dying by any means, right? A one-goal game right now with Team Canada, it was hard to believe, I think, by the Americans themselves coming into the game. They didn't expect it to be this close, let alone come out with a potential win. If they can pull it off, we'll just have to see what happens.
And when it was 4-4 and then Canada got a goal and it was like, okay, is Canada going now? And the way the U.S. bounced back, it was very different from the way they responded when the Iroquois started to pull away from them. So that's showing huge growth just within a couple of days. We're going to take a bit of a break here on Shaw TV and laxallstars.com. I'm Stephen Stamp with Connor Fetch at the K+S Potash Canada 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championship. We'll be back with the second half.
SEIU West is a proud sponsor of the 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Online at seiuwest.ca.
I'm not special. Cancer happens to people all the time. I take 1 mile at a time, 26 miles a day. I want to set an example that'll never be forgotten. Sometimes, it feels endless. But the pain I feel is nothing. I've seen little kids in so much pain. Somewhere, the hurting must stop.
Terry Fox ran more than halfway across Canada to raise money for cancer research. Every year, millions of people around the world continue the marathon of hope in his name.
SEIU West is a proud sponsor of the 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Online at seiuwest.ca.
Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the K+S Potash Canada World Junior Lacrosse Championships. We had an exciting second half and second quarter, and here are the highlights.
Canada again, this was that where he left early and gets that transition going, was the captain of the squad, and there's a huge collision. Again, this is that physical play that we've been seeing all game long, and it's sure to continue here in the second half. And there's that dunk goal. What a beautiful finish, looking for it all game long, finally gets it. There was the attempt on his second go-around. Couldn't quite do it though. And Team Canada splitting the D with the scissor picks. High seal, low seal, open that avenue up for him in the middle. And again, over top, Tanner Buck with an absolute cannon from downtown. And the finesse by Canada's Haiden Dickson. As he does a little shake and bake.
I was going to say, while we were watching the highlights, the Canadian coaches were all speaking to the official there.
It looks like it's continuing here. Yeah, Brandon Boyle.
Brandon Boyle. Jeff Dowling is trying to make clear what, and there's Chris Fox in the back, and Randy Troback right along the boards. As Jeff Dowling is really gesticulating to make clear what he's thinking about the way the first half was called.
Yeah. Well, and the reality is, Jeff Dowling has.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jeff Dowling has a lot of knowledge with the FIL rules, right?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
From playing
and now Randy Fraser
coaching.
is actually calling. Who's he calling over?
The shot clock operator. No, I'm just kidding.
Darius Miller heading back out for the U.S. in net. And Colby Lansing and Brad Lyons are still talking to each other.
I feel like
they've had halftime to cool off.
I want to see them out on the same shift again here coming down the line and just see what happens. If
Actually,
you're jawing this whole time, right?
I think Lyons was trying to find out exactly when he gets out. So there's 2 players for each team in the penalty box. And because they're coincidental penalties, they have to wait till the next stoppage of play before they get out. So we could have, depending how long there is between stoppages, we could have an exodus of all 4 of them coming out at once. It won't be during play, is the big thing.
So we're just waiting here, as getting some more rule clarifications here.
And Randy Fraser has actually come out onto the floor again. He likes to come out so his team can easily face him and circle around.
I like that. You don't see that often, really.
No.
It's usually the opposite, really.
Thomas Weisen with a pair of goals to lead Canada. Tanner Buck, Haiden Dickson, and Jacob Saunders with 1 each. Hunter Agus and Brendan Zabo each have a pair of assists for Canada, and a few other players with 1 each. Michael Frick with a pair of goals for the U.S. Drew Heisler, Brian Wiles, and Alexi Fozzie with 1 each. And Cameron Egan with 2 assists for the U.S., including the spectacular assist where he was under pressure and managed to flip the ball over his shoulder and get it in the vicinity of his breaking teammate who buried it. And that was just a great play, getting it ahead to Drew Heisler.
Oh, here we go.
Physical play right off the bat in the second half. Nobody's backing down. This is going to be a battle. I hope everyone is joining in. I just tweeted out to let people know it's 6-5 Canada. This is no rout. This is a real legitimate lacrosse game. Canada would like to start to pull away, and they do right there with the goal by Dzwenka, who's moved up to the front. And it's interesting to see him, because I know that was a move that Canada was talking about.
Yeah.
Changing the forwards a little bit. Dzwenka steps up, and he's going to stay there if he keeps doing that.
The pick and the roll, that's where Iroquois found success against the Americans, and Canada comes right in off the hop. That he rolled to the inside just before that off the pick, and he had a lot of time and space. Yeah, it was a nice pick and a nice roll. The pass connects.
Perfect seal. The key to a pick isn't massive power. You can only hit a guy so hard, but it's being in the right position, having the right foot position, the right stick angle, so that you can really seal him so he can't spin off it in either direction.
Yeah.
And that was ideal.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things that can result from a pick. Like you actually stay and plant the seal, you roll.
Great shot in this battle in the face-off. Love the close-up view as they were locked on. That one gets away from Fozzie. Wright is trying to get there. Miller almost had it. Fozzie will come up with it. That was a dangerous one. This is critical for the U.S. Canada could really run off with this. You could see it coming, right? That they have the potential to take off. The U.S. has to stay smart, stay intense, and just keep playing the way they've been playing. Shots are 33-14 for Canada. Miller has been great. So giving up the opening goal on that shot. It's a challenge, a diving attempt. Nice effort there by Michael Guerin. I really like Guerin as well. There's a shot by Genova, and the shot clock will expire as that one was wide.
Now between the pipes for Team Canada
is Brody Harris from the Delta Islanders.
Yeah.
And he is the usual starter.
Yeah, he's played good so far in the tournament. Like I said, he kind of has some reminiscent factors that remind me of Del Bianco. Style of play, style element.
Tanner Buck behind the net, 7 on the shot clock. He's watched by Berg. There's a huge pick by Berglaw. That one off the post and comes back out. Berg kind of overruns it. Buck knocks him off the ball. Berg spins and whacks him before he goes after it. Berglaw comes up with it. Great double team by the U.S., but Berglaw hangs onto it. Triple team now as Egan gets in there. Still Berglaw has the ball. He is a man mountain and will fight through that kind of traffic.
I don't know how you come on a triple team with the ball, swimming one of them.
Dickson hands it off, and there's Pashko. Bison can't handle that pass. Big collision, and Egan takes the worst of it as Maximilian Nelson ran into the Canadian player, and that's going to expire the 30-second shot clock.
It's hard to hear the shot clock, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, and the refs doing a nice job of blowing their whistles loudly when the shot clock goes to make sure the players know. Brandon Boyle's tucking his shirt back in. He's getting so into it with that blowing the whistle. It came out, and there's a shot that goes a little bit wide. There's Worsley, spins again. The shoe comes off. He just keeps playing.
He said, I don't need my shoe to score.
No. Where is the shoe? It's there, right? Does Brandon Boyle? He does. Brandon Boyle had it behind his back. He was hiding it. And now he's going to call the 30, drops the shoe to blow the whistle so he can signal the 30 and blow the whistle, then picks it up again. That is some multitasking by Boyle.
If the shoe fits, wear it.
I don't know if the shoe does fit, it's coming up. There's Linklater on the run over to Dawson. He's D'd up, tries to fight it off Heisler, gets the shot off, then goes after the loose ball, and holds on to Heisler and grabs his leg. Thought better, but he almost tackled Heisler by the leg there.
Oh, they wanted the back overcall.
Yeah, Randy Fraser's really getting on the officials now. And he'll just settle down. Peshko hard shot, but Miller stops it, pounces on the rebound. Great response here by the U.S. I mean, Worsley loses a shoe, forget it. I'm just going to keep playing. They get a broken stick on defense. They keep playing. They're really fighting through some challenges here. I don't know if they're going to come back and win this game, but they have won me as an admirer of this team, I'll tell you. Frick backpedaling, looking for something to happen. Huge battle in front between McGrath and Guerin. Frick loses the ball, slides it back along the end boards with the shot clock expiring. Up to Zabo. 4 minutes into the third quarter. Puck down to Bergloff, up to Dawson. Driving to the net is Dickson. Nice job coming up with it, but then it's stripped. Great work by Haiden Dickson. He's having himself a game.
Yeah, he is.
We saw him, he didn't score the other night, and Canada had all those goals, except for the one where he had a teammate, Bison, lying in the crease. So no goals for him, but he has been great tonight. Buck fights off the check that could have been a hold as he was spun around, still manages to create a shot.
Yeah, bounced just before Miller and up into the match, but it was a great attempt.
Ferrisburg to Genova. He'll get a pick. There's the roll by Mills, sorry. He can't contain the ball though. Great positioning by Wyatt House. Then the huge hit by Guerin on the loose ball, shoulder to shoulder on Keegan White. No problem there, but Canada does come up with it. McGrath is going to slow things down. He'll stay for an offensive shift. Runs to the middle as the ball is tossed over to Peshko. He's got lots of room to go one-on-one. Loses the ball. It's scooped up by Fozzie. What can he create this time? We've seen his magic on the run. Nothing there for him, so he's going to slow it down. He's going to stay out and play offense, though, with Genova. We'll leave it for Frick. 4 righties for the U.S. That's a bit of a mistake.
With the ISO on the lefty side of the floor.
Oh, and too far for Worsley.
The only thing is
was almost gone. He is gone now if they can get it ahead. Nobody went and picked him up. Oh, big save by Miller to bail out his teammates. Zabo was all alone, and the U.S. had a chance to go get him, and Worsley just didn't go.
I like Miller. He kind of goaded him in, showed him that side, said shoot there, and then took it away.
10-second count. Great effort by Zabo. Put the pressure on. I like the return by Worsley to go back after. I think he made a pretty big mistake not going and picking Zabo up, but then once he got a chance to recoup, he went and really worked his butt off to get that ball back. Couldn't get it over center, but they didn't give up a goal. There's Dickson. Now they do. He finds a hole, and again, Dickson fights through traffic to get that shot off.
Spectacular finish on that one. What a good battle there.
Dickson, 6'2", 195 from the Delta Islanders, a teammate of Zabo and Harris.
Wins that loose ball battle. 3 blue jerseys on him. He comes sweeping across the top here. Beautiful pick up there. And shoots it sidearm down low, and Miller just falls to the ground and
just sneaks it through. I love the way that's a goal scorer's goal. He's a big, strong guy. He can take the contact, but he's a little off balance, takes the check, and allows it to push him into a position. He uses that momentum to get the shot because he knows he can then twist his torso and get the ball back with power against the grain. Big collision there. Riggs runs over LaForme, but it's picked up by Egan. Egan was saying they did the lines for the breakaway contest I talked about in the U.S. practice. They went Massachusetts against the world because they have a lot of Mass guys.
Really?
And he's a Boston boy, as you can tell when you hear the save there by Harris. And he said, yeah.
That's Cam Egan?
Yeah, Cam Egan.
Yeah, I was talking to him actually about Boston. So I'm a big Patriots fan.
He's from Waltham, actually. Goes to Bentley University, but Waltham, very close to Boston, I think. I lived in that area for a while. Went to grad school in New Hampshire, so I should know. But there's Peshko, watched by Wilt. Flips behind the net. Linklater runs out. Quick stick on the back door to Bison, but he doesn't get it as Napolitano is there. Great steal, and he runs across the floor. Across center floor, that is. He goes to Adelphi University, where he was a second-team D2 All-American long stick midfielder for Coach Gordon Purdy, who's an Australian and a longtime NLL player.
Australian?
Yeah. Oh,
really?
Yeah, he was on a bunch of Australian national teams. He's a legend in Australia, and now he's been at Adelphi for a long time. Ball kicked into the corner by Fozzie as he didn't have access to it with his stick, and then he goes and gets it, and then he splits the double team. Great job. Heisler falls down but manages to maintain the ball. Alexi Fozzie, 5'11", 170 pounds, is just turning 18 this year. A young player really showing some grit, the captain for the U.S. Nice grab by Wright. He had 3 goals on the run in the first game for Canada. He's going to try and get one here. He just misses on the far side.
Was he on the wrong side of the floor? He was, yeah. So he didn't give himself the best shot opportunity there.
No, going far side on the wrong side. He obviously saw something he liked. He actually was looking at Hunter Agus running with him, and I thought he was going to go to Agus. Now, Agus has been playing forward for a lot of the tournament, but I think they wanted to try Dzwenka up there. I think they wanted a bit something different out of Agus, and maybe they thought they could get from Dzwenka. There's a great bouncer from Miles. What a finish. Sorry, Wiles. Brian Wiles, the Long Meadow Mass native.
Wow. Yeah. And Americans make it 8-6 now. Look at this. Again, doesn't even need a seal. Looked like his teammate was going to come set that pick for him, but instead he battles through that stick check.
Fights through the check from Ethan Riggs, Riggs is a big, strong, physical guy, and he just fights through it, places the shot perfectly. It's 8-6, the U.S.
Kind of thought Brad Lyons maybe could have stepped up and played that help defense there, but
K+S Potash Canada is proud to support the communities where we live and work. That's why they're proud to be the title sponsor of the 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championship in Saskatoon. Wyatt House comes up with the ball off the faceoff. And Dzwenka will get control and just run out of traffic so that Canada can set up on the offense. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. I'm Steven Stamp with Tanner Fetch. And we have ourselves quite a game. I was saying, I tweeted out to let people know this is a real battle. I hope a lot of you joined in on laxallstars.com. And of course, Shaw TV doing the filming. Nice grab out of thin air, mid-air by Egan.
One hand.
This kid can play.
Yeah.
I'd love to see something. I'd love to see Cam Egan come and play in Canada in the summer. You'll spend an entire summer playing high-level box lacrosse. Lensing behind the net. Colby Lensing thought he was going to dunk, but Buck was there to watch him. Spin move by Worsley. Oh, that would have been spectacular. He's going to get out to the crease. He does. And the U.S. will come up with it. Oh, the shot clock expired as he missed the net on his attempt. Yeah, I mean, can you see Worsley and Egan and Michael Frick?
Oh, Napolitano,
100%. Frick's a big body. He can play forward. I kind of see Worsley going out the back door most likely, but who knows? Here's a drive to the net by Peshko. Miller stops that one.
Kind of a transition player,
Stay up and play some offensive shifts.
Yeah.
He's just so dynamic. Well, maybe he could play forward. I just feel like he's, with his speed and, oh no. Oh, what a break. Was that Fozzie it got away from?
Yeah, it wasn't the throw he was looking for.
No, it just rolled out of his stick. He had no idea what had happened to it, and Peshko, a wide open look. There's Zabo with the ball. He's going to head off to get another offensive player on, as will Lyons. No, Lyons is going to curl back in.
This is about his second or third offensive shift there.
Yeah.
I think he's getting used to the front door, where he just usually heads up with the play. But
I've mentioned that I've seen him score some lovely goals. This season in transition, but
he's going to go back to Peterborough and he's going to tell the coach, "Hey, I'm going out the old game.
I'm playing out."
I don't care what you guys say.
Top the power play.
Quarterbacking.
That's more Brad Lyons, the big bump to knock Berg off the ball and get possession back for Canada.
I thought he was going for another offensive shift. I was like, holy, how much gas does he have in the tank?
2 minutes.
Yeah.
He would have been out there. Pretty impressive as it was, and Canada setting up. Linklater just kept stepping and stepping and stepping. They never came to him, so he lets it fly and finds the back of the net.
What a goal. That one from far out, though, downtown Saskatoon.
Out on Idlewild Avenue?
Yeah. Idlewild Avenue, yeah. You're getting to know the city now.
I am.
Daniel Hewitt there, I think he sort of was too slumped, I guess, if you will, or sagging down too far and just needed to step out and contest that shot. And instead, Mitch Linklater makes him pay.
Just too much time.
Yeah.
SEIU West is a proud sponsor of the K+S Potash Canada 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championship here in Saskatoon, as is Tourism Saskatoon, a proud sponsor of this tournament here in this beautiful city on the river. I love Saskatoon.
Oh, it's a beautiful city. It really is.
There's a shot by Bison, and Miller stops that one. It looked fairly simple, but we've seen how often Thomas Bison hits his spots. Never an easy save against him. Worsley gets stripped by Houts, gets it back. Now he's double teamed as Wright jumps in there. Still has it, gets it out to Heisler, who gets a shot off.
Looks like an injury down on the floor there.
Yeah,
Jacob Saunders, the captain. That's not a guy you want to go down.
Zabo has the ball. Saunders is up behind the plane. He's got one of his gloves off as he trots slowly to the bench. Canada has 20 on the shot clock as they get everyone out there. Napolitano way up high playing defense, and that's going to force a pass off. Oh, huge penalty coming.
That's going to be a board.
And Kyle Dawson doesn't know why. They're calling boarding, and
the pane of glass almost shattered there with that check.
the pane of glass on the pane of that check.
Yeah. As
he bangs Maximilian Nelson
nice collision, and then there's some jawing here going. None of the officials are looking.
There was a little hesitation, and it's Clayton, no, the referee.
Now here's where the injury on the captain Saunders. Takes a little bit of a twig to the giblets there. Yeah, gonna count your teeth. 1, 2, 3, and there's a huge collision. Kind of Cano twisted him with the elbow. It didn't look that vicious, but
I don't know about that. But the U.S. will go to the power play, and someone has. Apparently, you're correct. I did call you Connor Fetch at halftime.
Yeah.
Frick to Worsley, over to Guerin. Frick, he'll let it rip. Misses far side. That's going to be over and back. No, it's going to be into the Canada bench. As we were closing, signing off, I didn't even notice she said Connor Fetch. And I was like, no, I called you Tanner. But apparently I did. Sorry, Tanner.
That's
Tanner,
all right.
Fetch.
My name's Tanner, not Connor. But if you call me Connor, I'll accept it. Yeah. Now I'm going to have to call you Stefan or something.
Canada killing some time here on the 2-minute minor to Dawson. Buck has it up top. 8 on the shot clock. Napolitano, minimal pressure from the U.S. Long outside shot by Dickson is well wide. He tracks it down and flicks it back towards the corner, but it's picked off there by Tansey. There's Napolitano handing off to Guerin in the offensive zone. The U.S. slow to get going on this offensive set. They're on the power play, and they're down to 15 seconds on the shot clock when they get their 5th attacker out, and 12 as they get everyone into formation. That's just not good enough to run your power play that way. Then the ball's thrown away, and Wright comes up with it. He's got Saunders with him. He's going to take it himself. Great wheels. Oh, the save by Miller.
Oh, man, it's Miller time.
He has been sensational, and then he throws the pick on Saunders, who runs
like
into
Saunders
him.
actually initiated contact in the crease.
Egan grabs Saunders Saunders grabs Egan by the face mask. Oh yeah, Saunders did initiate the contact.
Yeah, he did
and
for sure.
And Egan is livid at Brendan Boyle.
Yeah, because then Egan got face masked on the way to the bench.
There was a lot going on, and in the officials' defense, they were both looking at the things they should be looking at.
Yeah.
And that was behind the play, but it was definitely a penalty by Saunders. But I mean, he'd been sticked in the chin, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Just
so that's
recently.
his retaliation there.
Yeah. Buck will just lob it down. Actually, a pass to Miller, as it turns out. The U.S. has just 4 seconds left on the power play. We're into the final 37 seconds of this third quarter. There comes Dawson. He's going to run to the bench and get a defender out. Frick running over the top. Gets it through. Great pass. Oh, it's a goal.
Oh, I thought it was a save.
I thought he had 2, but what a play by Michael Guerin, the Waltham native. We'll call him the Waltham weapon after that one. What a finish.
Again, the Americans peeling around the top, but sneaking in down low and faking Brody Harris out with 2-3 fakes. Jumping up on the glass celebration after the goal.
What a pass by Frick, too.
Oh, wow. And at first I thought Brody Harris had it.
Oh, he got part of it. I think it hits, I don't know if we can see the other angle. I think it hits the jersey. 9-7 with 21 seconds to go here in the third quarter. What a comeback by the U.S.
It kind of, now I'm curious to know how Sunday is going to turn out here.
Oh, I know, right? We will have the final here on laxallstars.com. Looks like it'll be Canada and Iroquois, because the U.S. would have to score another 19 goals unanswered.
Not allow Canada to score.
I don't think that's going to happen, but what a game they're putting on. That's irrelevant right now. We're going to take a quick break from here from the K+S Potash Canada 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championships, and we'll be back on Shaw TV and laxallstars.com.
SEIU West is a proud sponsor of the 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Online at seiuwest.ca.
The 10th annual Synergy 8 Drive for Kids campaign is back August 28th. Enjoy an evening at Prairieland Park with two-time U.S. Open champion Dickson and golf analyst Gary McCord, among other special guests. All in support of the Jim Pattison Children's Hospital Foundation. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit picketic.com. The 2018 Drive for Kids campaign is generously supported by Synergy 8 and Global Saskatoon.
Dear Monique, thank you so much for being our mentor. I really enjoy the videos you make for us. I learned that perseverance is when you never give up. You keep on trying till you make it. My goal is to get a good grade on my report card in math. Who I want to be when I grow up. I want to be successful. Also, I would love to make it to university. I wonder if I will be or have all of these wonderful ideas in my future.
Visit classroomchampions.org.
Of John Diefenbaker to be sworn in as Canada's new Prime Minister.
Thank you.
Thanks to your support of the Warriamps Key Tag service, anything is possible for child amputees. All of our artificial limbs, all of the resources, the seminars, the emotional support, having a positive attitude, all of that is from the Warriamps. Thanks to your support, the Warriamps are changing child amputees' lives every day.
Thank you.
Uncommon Fit is the official glove supplier of the Under Armour is the official glove supplier of the K+S Potash Canada 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championships. And as we look at the highlights of the third quarter, you're going to see some gloved hands doing some sensational things. And the audit, barefoot.
The Canadians on the pick and roll, getting to the inside. The crease dive opportunity by the Americans.
That was the shoe.
Was it the lost Cinderella slipper? And there's a nice, absolute beauty by Haiden Dickson. The Americans again trying lots of crease dives and different things. They're in this game. It's 9-7. And this shot from downtown Saskatoon by a Saskatchewan native who's making himself at home here at the big international stage.
So 9-7 in favor of Canada, and we talked about what will the response be for the U.S. We talked about it yesterday when they were playing the Iroquois. It wasn't great. when things went awry. The train kind of got off the tracks. Today, it has been fantastic. An absolutely brilliant response by this U.S. team who came out as plucky underdogs and are earning the respect of Canadian lacrosse players minute by minute as this game goes on.
Yeah, it's been an exciting matchup. Like we said earlier, it's physical, it's aggressive, it's in your face. There's a lot of jawing, a lot of rough stuff. But then you got the finesse side where it's dunks, dives, dips, dodges. Everything you like to see, the 5 Ds of dodgeball.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is it bad if I admit I've never seen that whole movie?
Yeah. You should just go sit in the car and I'll see you there after the game.
I've seen parts of it.
Yeah. That's a good movie. And this is a good game.
It's a good battle for the ball.
Yeah.
Possession to be cherished, and Canada comes up with it. Matthew Wright spins off his check. It will slow things down. A little fake inside. Cam Egan is right on him. And Egan had a bit of a chat with the officials during the quarter break, just pointing out, hey, I didn't mean to yell at you. I think he looked like he was apologizing, but saying, hey, he grabbed me by the face mask. Just wanted to let you know. Here's Linklater, runs into space. Oh, and again, just too much room. The U.S. giving Mitch Linklater, and he buries it, making them pay yet again.
That's his second goal. Second shot from deep downtown there, right near the restraining line. He should never score from there, really, but nice pick there, nice seal. So without that seal, there might have been a little more pressure, but that top seal right here is a good view. That opens up that avenue for Mitch Linklater, and he bounces that one in.
The long bouncer. K+S Potash Canada is proud to host all the players competing in the 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championship in beautiful Saskatoon. On behalf of K+S Potash Canada and all of our colleagues, welcome and enjoy the event. We're safe to say we are enjoying this event.
Yeah.
And this physical, punishing play by both Canada and the U.S. Matthew Wright on the run. Makes the right decision by pulling it out. Now he's just looking for somebody to give the ball to, and sees Thomas Bison stepping beside him. What's that?
Get this ball away from me. Take it. Take it.
I've had it. I'm done. I like it. I like being on the run. Don't know about this set offense. Little sidearm shot, short arm shot by Dawson. Gets away, and Fozzie's on the run. Is he going to the net? He's got a man with him. Oh, yes, you can make that pass. Sometimes you just can't help but point out what they could do. It's so easy from up here to see the angles, and Egan Mills was in a great position. Campbell thought about the shot, but he's tied up by Liam McGrath. There's a shot from the outside by Egan Mills, and that shot I didn't like. It's an over and back. It's going to be blown down. Oh, that's delay again. Yeah. Fozzie's arguing. I don't know. I think he might be arguing that he was shot across the shoulder and hit in the face, but
see if we can get another look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he does have a right to argue.
Yeah.
You know, it was clear, but then you still can't throw the ball away.
No, that's just a mental error
right?
after.
Yep.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
No, there it is.
Oh yeah, he took it on the side of the helmet, and he can't see.
His helmet's covering his eyes.
Over his eyes.
I thought I was giving it to them, ref.
Yeah. Nonetheless, I mean, the thing is, he shouldn't have picked the ball up in the first place.
Now he's waving to the camera.
Yeah. I mean, you can't pick that ball up. The play's blown down for over and back. You've made the error. The other team is within their rights to try and dislodge the ball from you. They're not supposed to hit you in the face. Tanner Buck makes them pay immediately with quick hands. What a great finish by the Orangeville product.
That's just a breakdown by the Americans on the defensive front.
Tanner Buck with the jumping high
celebration. He gets the ball, dishes it to the right shooter position, and moves down low, and he just walks in uncontested.
Yeah.
Made himself right at home in the Americans' kitchen.
You can see Daniel Hewitt coming with the slide, but it's too late. I don't know if that's even his responsibility. I'm not sure, obviously, what defense these guys are running, but nobody was there, and Buck had way too much time.
Because the two guys in the box formation on that side of the floor just got dialed in with the two.
Yeah.
Crease man and the shooter.
Yeah. I mean, you just can't play that tight of man-on-man or that focused man-on-man when the other team has an extra guy.
Yeah.
Because somebody's going to be open.
They sneak right in.
Here's Michael Guerin backpedaling along the boards. Gives it off to Lensing and receives the pass back. We're at 5-on-5 lacrosse, 11-7 in favor of Canada. Nice grab by Lyons. No penalty on the hook around the net, but here comes...
Oh my.
Sorry, that was Kyle Aki.
Miller.
Jordan Ackey, sorry.
Big save.
Huge collision and a penalty coming to Canada. It's going to be Brad Lyons going to the box after he ran over Fozzie. And that was probably going to come if anything happened to Fozzie after what happened, after he got hit before. There's Lansing at the top. They've got 10 left on the shot clock. Again, in international lacrosse, NLL rules, you can take more than one shot, but they'll just get the one as Wiles rips it low. Jacob Saunders says, stay away from my goaltender. And then he's going to stay out and kill this penalty.
So here's a look at the nice collision, then grab the face mask. And then continues to barrel roll over him.
Yeah.
And that'll get you 2 minutes.
Yeah.
If you're Brad Lyons or
he
anybody
lassoed
else.
him and dragged him to the ground.
Yep. Don't think they're going to let that fly.
What's the rodeo term? Something dogging? You don't know the rodeo term?
No.
You live next to Calgary, next to Alberta?
Not that close.
Oh, what's the word?
I don't go to any rodeos.
Okay. Anyway. Drag him down.
Tie?
Hog tie? Well, no.
Nope. Okay.
Something, dog something. Anyway, somebody tweet us. Let us know. I can't remember it right now. Frick. Skip pass, double skip. Down to Lansing. He'll go up to Guerin. Again, the USA going perimeter for the time being. There's Frick. Just want them to cut somebody through. There's Guerin. Gets it. Almost scores. That's what you do.
Yeah. Going
and
to
no,
the middle.
I do not have a microphone in the ear or a speaker in the ear of Michael Guerin. He just thought of it himself.
Yeah.
Then back to the horseshoe setup. Frick and Worsley, and there goes Guerin again.
That's prime real estate in there.
14 on the shot clock as Lansing tracks that ball down. Up to Worsley. Five to shoot. Frick will let it go. Hard shot, but it's going to go wide and back over center. Minute to go in the Canada power play. Penalty to Brad Lyons. 1:02 actually. I'm Stephen Stamp with Tanner Fetch. That's Tanner Fetch or Fetch.
Thank you.
I didn't believe it when you told me. I was like, no way would I call you Connor. And then you got the text, so.
I just had a big grin afterward, too.
Haiden Dickson, who's been brilliant for Canada, across to Bergloff to Linklater. Watched by Fozzie. Oh, nice change of direction. Oh, and everyone goes by him. Great save by Miller. Bergloff gets it back. Darius Miller's been spectacular.
Oh, man, it's unbelievable. One shot away from 50 shots on goal for the kid, and he just continues to kick them out.
I'm going to have to watch more streamed Colorado College Box Lacrosse League games.
I'm curious, yeah.
Yeah, because they stream them. I've watched some, but probably not as much as I should, because if this kid can play like this, I don't know, maybe it's the game of his life, but...
Yeah. I think someone should maybe bring him up north of the border here if we can, you know,
100%.
give him an opportunity.
That ball's going to roll all the way down to Brody Harris in the other net. And we've seen a lot of teams switching at halftime of that, but clearly they're not going to they're not going to do that. Ginny Capacchione is really getting into it with her players, just letting them know exactly what she wants out of them.
Yeah, she's very vocal on the American
Penalty
stage.
expires for Lions. Frick fighting off the check from Zabo, and a big pick from Smith. This Frick goes underneath, dive shot.
Oh!
That's a goal.
This is going to get out of control
Frick
here.
runs into Harris, and they go after him. Lyons has grabbed someone else. That's not even Frick. He grabbed Cam Smith, and Cam Smith says, it wasn't me. And Lyons says, I don't care. Nobody runs our goalie and is on the floor for it. I don't know. But Frick is going to the box. The hand immediately went up. And the thing is, there was no goal call, but I think that ball went in.
I think he was in the crease first.
Was he?
Yeah, his foot.
Oh, the left foot?
During the takeoff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Actually, we'll get the guys to slow it down here.
Yeah.
On this one here, nice and slow.
Oh,
it's tough, and it
close.
moves right towards the goalie.
I
Can we
didn't
get a look
see
at that
a
angle
call,
again there?
A crease call.
Slow it
Because it
down.
went in, right?
Oh,
and
there's some
Harris throwing
Brody
a couple
Harris,
of punches
couple
towards the helmet.
haymakers.
And you're going to get away with that as a
Here
goalie
is.
for the most part.
This
Okay.
might be the best
Left
angle.
foot, it'll be right in the mid part of your screen. No, he's good. Oh, it's off the crossbar.
Oh,
it
didn't even go in.
There you go.
And then this is going to happen, of course.
Yeah. Riggs is right there.
Three
and then
guys,
McGrath.
yeah.
Brandon Zabo can't even get to him because his own man is in the way. And Frick is just laying there.
Brad Lyons tying up his man on the right side of the screen.
So we know the first penalty is going to Michael Frick for goalie interference.
Yeah.
And is he the only guy in the box?
Would be nice.
No, we have Riggs is in there as well. Will they just be matching penalties?
Ethan Riggs. Every time you see that name, it reminds me of Lethal Weapon.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that
Riggs,
either.
There's a new TV show about it.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely amazing show. But Detective Riggs is one of the main characters.
Okay.
You never watched the old Lethal Weapon movies?
No. Not really my style, I don't think. I'm a bit more of an art house, kind of international, kind of, yeah. I like that. I like some action now and then. But
Yeah. See, I'm an action. That kind of.
I enjoy it now and then, but what was that? That was your kung
That's
fu
my
pose.
action movie. I'm like Tom Cruise or something up here.
So
yeah, my God.
we will stay 5 on. I was going to say Bruce Lee, not Tom Cruise.
Oh.
We're going to stay 5 on 5. We're 4:50 into the fourth quarter here. 11-7 for Canada. And it looks like it will just be matching penalties. So Frick takes the first one, and Riggs gets one for getting in there and giving them the business. And they balance out.
That's okay. I'm okay with those penalties.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have no problem with Riggs. Nobody's Canada's going to mind. I think Canada's just upset that there wasn't an extra one for the U.S., but nobody else did anything.
No.
So really, it's fair. That's a big pick from Linklater. Ball comes back over to Dzwenka. I know it looks like Dzwenka. Oh, here he is. He drops it a little too excited.
Bobbles away there.
Fighting to get it back. Miller clamps down on it. Dawson went after it, but Miller hangs on. It's Dziwenka, but I checked with him, and it's Dzwenka.
Okay.
Here's Egan, one of my favorite players, favorite new players to see. McGrath picks it up. He's rumbling, gets by his man, has Hawks ahead of him, and scores.
Wow.
Great decision by Liam McGrath. The Nova Scotia player barrels in and rams it home.
And that actually started with the turnover near center, where Heisler just drops a simple pass.
What a play by McGrath to jump on it.
Cam Egan, and I don't know how Heisler didn't catch that, and then it turns into chase down mode here from the US of A because they're trailing on the coattails.
And Egan's stuck in no man's land. He's 22 in the middle. Doesn't really go after McGrath.
He's
doesn't
kind of
take away the pass.
unsure, yeah.
He's trying to take him out. At that point, you just got to step up. But really, the problem there was, I mean, obviously the drop by Heisler, but Christopher Campbell didn't take a good angle. He tried to just kind of run along beside McGrath instead of getting ahead of him and warding him off, and then went for the wrap check. Wheeler wants a call. Ryan Wheeler on the bench as Wiles was banged into the boards. And we have seen some boarding calls in this game. 3-on-1 for Canada. White right across. And the Zabo shot, he was on his offside. They were both on their offsides. Not much they could do. Now, Brad Lyons will come and grab the loose ball and throw it back over center. And Jacob Saunders just catches it, rolls it away, and goes for 2 for delay of game. He's arguing, but there's no question about that one.
They called it one way, you're going to have to call it the other way.
He had to just put it down. I kind of like that he just caught it because he knew it was going to be over and back. But there's no question, you just can't roll that ball over. And that, again, that's not a call that is made much in Canadian summer lacrosse. I think it should be. It's in the rule book that you can call somebody for delay of game for that. But it rarely happens that delay of game is called. Maybe on that one. I mean, that was kind of obvious.
Yeah, I don't mind calling them if you roll it into the corner and wait for
100%.
someone, right?
Yeah. I say get the game going. Quick restart, let's keep moving.
I don't like to chase the ball around either as an official, so then
you're just lazy.
You're going to the box.
You're used to just standing in a circle as a goalie. Here's a pickoff by Lyons. Great play, and look at the wheels as he takes off. What can he do with it? It's saved by Miller or his post.
What can he do with it?
You don't.
I guess nothing because Miller's there.
Look at the wheels though by Brad Lyons. I did not know he was that fast. Actually, I guess I did because I've seen him take off, but just the acceleration as he was being chased down.
2 or 3 power strides and got away from his defender.
Worsley behind the back to Lensing. Up top, Guerin hands it off. Hard shot, and almost found a hole. That was Camden Smith letting it fly. Wright gets it ahead to Agus, who will commence the penalty kill. Gives it to Dawson. Canada gets their 4th player out there. It's Haiden Dickson cutting through the middle. The pass is down low to Linklater. Again, the U.S. fairly passive on the penalty kill here. Or on the power play defense. They stripped Dawson, though. Nice play between Napolitano and Fozzie, who have been outstanding. Fozzie in particular has had a great game. I thought Napolitano was arguably their best player in the first game. We went with Frick as their player of the game, and he was great. But the U.S. will take a timeout here. But Napolitano was great, and that one, Fozzie's been outstanding here. Frick is out of the box. Oh yeah, okay, so Frick and Riggs are released for their matching penalties.
Oh, and then we got Jacob Saunders in here for the delay game.
The delay game. Uncommon Fit is the official jersey supplier of the IIJL and K+S Potash
Not the gloves,
Canada
though, right?
2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championships. Lay off, Connor. And they are, we've talked about it, these are beautiful jerseys. Great work
they really
by
are.
Uncommon Fit.
There's the official, Calvin Roseberry. Saskatchewan boy who's repped a lot of junior hockey here actually as well. Carries over into his lacrosse game. So.
We would like to send out our thanks to K+S Potash Canada for making this tournament possible.
Yep.
This is just a great event. And I'll tell you, we weren't expecting this game to be this close. It was, remember, it was 9-7 a little while ago.
Yeah.
Canada has 3 straight goals. The rip from outside by Linklater, after Michael Guerin had scored 21 seconds remaining in the third to make it 9-7. Linklater scores just 35 into the fourth. Then Tanner Buck, just over a minute later on the power play, the beautiful rip from over a screen. And then Liam McGrath on the gorgeous breakaway goal just a couple minutes ago. Here comes the U.S. back to the power play. Let's see what they can do with it. They need to get things rolling here. Frick over to Wiles. It's a great chance for Guerin, but he rips it into the belly of Harris, who lobs it ahead. Dzwanka runs under. Great pass, and Buck buries. And I was ready to call goal before Buck even had that in his stick, because he is too dangerous to put him alone there.
That starts with the pass from Brody Harris in his crease, like Tom Brady in the pocket. Just sends it flying down the floor. Thought it was going to get away from him, but Canada was able to pick it up off the bounce and Buck off the bench and sends a buck shot.
Watch how he gets Miller moving to his right and pulls it back to the near post. That's a gorgeous play. Tanner Buck is so deceptive.
I thought the Americans could have potentially contested it off that bounce and maybe picked it up, but instead sagged back and then.
It's interesting, the very first time the Canadians were here at the SaskTel Centre, wasn't even a shoot around. They just kind of ran around on the floor, threw the ball and got familiar with it, and were running some plays, and then they had a practice, and they were talking about the coaches, Jeff Dowling, saying, hey, remember, when the ball bounces on this turf, it bounces up, it slows down. Don't try to reach for it like you would have to on concrete, because it'll keep spinning away from you. Let it bounce and run onto it. And you can see how perfectly Dzwanka did it on that in that case. 14-7, Canada goes up. Linklater. Another hard shot from the outside. That one goes into the crease. Dawson tries to grab it, can't get it. U.S. will pick it up. It's a check on the back. Oh my. Haiden Dickson, his third of the game, a gorgeous goal.
That was a nice goal.
And the U.S., Randy Fraser can't believe it. And I can't believe it.
I'm in agreement with Randy there. It's just...
How do you let that go? But what a goal. Let's focus on the goal by Haiden Dickson.
Yeah, what a goal there. This loose ball battle. Boop, right on the numbers.
The nameplate.
And then coming the other way, flying through the air. Though, beautiful goal. Kind of looked like the old NLL logo with the guy flying through the air. Clean takeoff and tucks it. Glove side, past Miller.
Kind of started into dive position early, and then that last second little push with the right foot kind of propelled him a bit further than Miller thought he was going to be.
Pad there.
Yeah. Nice goal.
Yeah. Randy Fraser's now yelling at the official who was closest to the scene of the crime.
Oh yeah, I mean, we saw it on the replay. We saw it live, and I thought it was obvious. Honestly, the check right to the nameplate at the top of the jersey in the back while the ball's loose on the floor. I don't know what else you have to get that call. Great move by Smith, the spin, but the save by Harris. Nice job by Saunders to avoid the crease as he runs around the back. And here comes Zabo. He's on his offside, gets it to McGrath, who is checked in the back and won't call it even.
I like it, yeah. Eye for an eye, they say.
I guess
Leaves
so.
the whole world blind.
There you go, my friend. U.S. with possession, and Berg running into the corner. Little Serena Ryder going in there.
Yeah, you got your little hop step going up here now.
I like it.
Moving the hips
She's
side
actually
to
from,
side.
from right around Peterborough. She's from Cabin,
Nice.
just outside of town. She's a local hero.
You got every one of her CDs.
I don't, but I do like her. Might have to go get some. Speaking of CDs, Carrie Jane McMaster. Carrie Jane having her second CD coming out soon. Go to carriejanemusic.com. I know she's not an official sponsor, but she is the love of my life and a fabulous musician who's playing tonight. So I'm giving her a plug anyway.
There you go.
There's Linklater looking for the hat trick. Saved by Miller. Pounces on the rebound. Thomas Weisen getting into it. The physicality has just continued throughout this game, and then the pressure causes the turnover, and Pesco gets it back. McGrath immediately gets up, but they go to Weisen. Shoots, sits in.
Snuck in the 5-hole. 55 to 24 are the shots here in favor of Canada. They're starting to pour it on now. Here's the replay for all of you. Just draws the defender out to the near side of the boards. They move it across there again. That lots of space, creating that open space is the Canadians, and that bounce shot through the 5-hole. Great goal.
Canada gets possession once again off the face-off. Pass gets away from Bergloff. Then he can't pick the loose ball up, but he does eventually get it.
Now the red, white, and blue advancing across half.
LaForme will hand it off, and Campbell with a quick rip pass over to Smith. There's an opening and a shot. Nice save by Brody Harris. U.S. gets it back though for a fresh 30. Genova spinning away from the check by Wright. Wright strips it, but Genova goes and gets it back. Nice athleticism to recover and maintain his balance. And kind of a surprise shot there. Almost fooled Harris.
Yeah. What I like about this American squad here that they've assembled is that they're not giving up at all.
Yeah.
You know, yesterday I think a little bit of fatigue wore on them. But here it seems like they came up to bat, came ready to play, and they're not ready to give up, right? Regardless that they're making a few mistakes and Canada's making them pay, but.
There's a save by Miller.
Yeah.
So, we are having a mime debate up here, penalty coming to the U.S.
Silently shaking their heads and thumbs up. And
we're going to get a penalty to the U.S. and a little whack at the end there from Josiah LaForme before he heads to the box. The debate has been concluded. It was a tough one.
Yeah.
Illegal cross check is the call for Josiah LaForme.
And here's another look. Yeah, it was cross check.
Oh yeah.
Almost a couple little things happening there all in that one replay.
Yeah, that actually, I mean. Oh yeah, he got 4 minutes, so he got the 2 for the illegal cross check and then another 2 after for roughing, I think, or they might have given him the 4 just for that. I mean, I was going to say that could have been a 5.
Yeah.
It was actually getting up pretty high. Agus, little spin. Across to Bergloff, who can't connect with Dickson. He'll get it back to himself and throw it. It skips off Agus' stick. He's going to get after that ball. Bounces free, but is grabbed by Heisler. He's going to go on his own. Shoots far side.
Ooh. Almost hit the iron there.
I think he did get a piece of it. Oh, on the other end, though, Brad Lyons all alone. He's stopped again.
Brad Lyons.
Zabo picks it up.
And Miller.
Lyons wants it back. He's behind the net, shaking his stick, saying, give me the ball back. I got one in me.
He's like, I need to get one. Miller's like, no, you're not having one today.
He scored a beauty the other night.
Yeah.
He did. Canada's slowing things down.
Final 2 minutes here in the frame.
Yeah. The U.S. will be shorthanded for the rest of the game unless Canada scores 2 more goals, 1 on each of these penalties. There's one by Peshko to eliminate the final 58 seconds of the first penalty. Of course, it could have been possible too. They could have killed the first penalty and then Canada scores in the second one. That would have also done it. But they've got one. It's 16-7.
There it is. I was just watching the replay on the big screen, but a little give and go. And that one finds the back of the net there. Some fans here making themselves at home in the arena.
Canada with another chance, but from Jordan Aki. U.S. comes out with it. Wilt gets it ahead. Napolitano going for a run. Swim move by McGrath. They're getting close on the count. They get it across. Zabo pretty casual as he runs across center floor. We're to the final minute of play. A huge round of applause from the Canadian fans in attendance here. Remember, the gold medal game will be Sunday. There's a shot by Dawson on the run. Sunday at 7:30 here at the SaskTel Centre. That's 9:30 Eastern time. Different dunk attempt by Dickson. Canada will get it back with a fresh 30. Come on down if you're anywhere near. It will be Canada and the Iroquois in the gold medal game Sunday at 7:30. The U.S. will play the Saskatchewan SWAT Junior B team in an exhibition game earlier in the day. Here's Dickson. Nice fake. Gets a shot off. Miller falls. Down to 14 seconds. Canada has it back in a fresh 30.
What a game we had here today.
It really was. I mean, 16-7 the final score. Remember, it was 9-7 for Canada. That is an outstanding performance by the U.S. Got away from them a little bit late in the game. Darius Miller was Superman early on.
Yeah.
Couldn't quite hold on to it as the whole team did, but they love his performance. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back to wrap things up from the K+S Potash Canada 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championships here in Saskatoon on Shaw TV and LacSaltStars.com.
SEIU West is a proud sponsor of the 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championship. Online at seiuwest.ca.
I'm not special. Cancer happens to people all the time. I take 1 mile at a time, 26 miles a day. I want to set an example that'll never be forgotten. Sometimes it feels endless. But the pain I feel is nothing. I've seen little kids in so much pain. Somewhere, the hurting must stop.
Terry Fox ran more than halfway across Canada to raise money for cancer research. Every year, millions of people around the world continue the marathon of hope in his name.
Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to the K+S Potash Canada 2018 World Junior Lacrosse Championships. I'm Steven Stamp with Tanner Fetch. Great performance by the U.S. We've just announced the players of the game for Canada. Haiden, Dickson, some gorgeous goals, great play for the U.S. It was a real battle. It
really was.
It wound up being Cameron Egan, number 22, had a terrific game. Just really great up and down the floor. But Darius Miller,
an
the
honorable
goalie,
mention for sure. That's why we were having our silent debate during the fourth quarter there. Well, I'm a goalie. I got a lot of love for goalies.
And I get it.
He faced 60 shots, probably the most shots on goal by any goalie so far in this tournament.
No. Well, okay, yeah, because the Iroquois split their two goalies. Because Canada took like 85 shots, 90 shots on them. But Darius Miller, a great performance to keep the U.S. in. They got to him late. They got to the whole U.S. team late. Canada asserted themselves, but that's a great game. 9-7 at one point. Very exciting lacrosse.
Yeah, it really was something spectacular. Right from the get-go, right out of the gates, it was like we were at the Marquis Downs racetrack here in Saskatoon because everybody was flying off the handles nonstop. That physicality, but then the dodge, dip, dive, duck goals that we were seeing, right?
And some beautiful goals.
It really was.
The Fozzie breakaway, the dunk by Frick, the cut underneath by Frick. For Canada, we saw a couple of breakaway goals. We saw the dive by Vyson. Everything Vyson scores is really lovely. The Dickson goals I thought were just sensational. So
it really was a highlight reel.
It was.
Like top 10.
And tough. A lot of banging and
crashing and jawing and grilling, mass face-to-face, we're exchanging a few words, and we're getting rough with it. I like that.
We're through the round robin. Canada advances to the gold medal. They will play Iroquois in the championship game on Sunday at 7:30 Saskatchewan time, 9:30 in the east, 6:30 on the west coast. You can watch that on laxallstars.com live. We'll be here. Our thanks to Shaw TV for getting us this far. We've had a great time working with you guys. Excellent coverage, and we can't wait for Sunday. Final thoughts?
It's going to be a battle on Sunday. I'm excited. The Americans showed up to play this week, though. They showed themselves. They proved themselves. They do belong in the box lacrosse arena. And I guess the Canadians here, they're going to see how they fare against a full Iroquois squad on Sunday.
It should be fantastic. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you soon.